with approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
At U of L Health Heart Hospital, our world-class network of innovative experts can heal your heart, revive it, protect your heart, and even replace it. Our academic research and groundbreaking discoveries are truly life-changing because we want you to keep following your heart wherever it leads. Here, your heart is in the right place. That's the power of you. Visit uoflhealth.org.
Card Nation lives here.
He may go. He's in the clear.
This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Cards fans, here's the play call for the perfect tailgate. Head to Liquor Barn and stock up for the game. Right now, save $10 on your purchase of $75 or more with code CARDS10. From bourbon to beer, Liquor Barn has everything you need to win the tailgate. Before you raise your L's up, raise a glass with us. Use code CARDS10 and save $10. Only at Liquor Barn. Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate. Please drink responsibly.
You know First Urology, but did you know that we've treated more men with ED than all others in the Kentuckiana area combined? So don't go to one of those high-priced clinics. Come to First Urology and see a board-certified urologist. We have the latest technologies, including Eurowave, which uses acoustic energy. Eurowave works, even when other treatments have failed. So schedule a free consultation today by visiting www.eurowavelouisville.com. That's www.eurowavelouisville.com. First Urology. Get checked.
We were talking briefly about the Louisville-Miami series with Jeff Brom a few moments ago. In detail, it is a series that Miami certainly has held the upper hand overall, but Louisville has had their moments. They've gone 2-3 since joining the ACC overall. Miami leads the series 12 wins to 4 and a tie. 6th-ranked Miami won at Louisville last year in an up-and-down game, 52-45. But Louisville won here 38-31 2 years ago. That's the game that clinched a spot in the ACC championship. And by the way, Miami has not lost since then. Their 10-game home winning streak is the 4th longest in the country. An additional aside, they once won 58 consecutive home games. That was in the Orange Bowl days, and that is the longest streak ever in college football. That went from 1985 until 1994. Here in Miami, the Hurricanes have dominated. Louisville did get that win 2 years ago. It's the only time they've won here. 6 losses and a tie. And, of course, as we mentioned, they are playing for the Gilded Boot, worn by Coach Howard Snellenberger, who was instrumental in the development of both of these football programs over the years. Tonight's officials from the ACC, of course, Adam Savoy is the referee. The umpire is Johnny Forte. The head linesman, Darrell Johnson. Peter Barata is the line judge. The sign judge is Brian McCready. The field judge, Kip Johnson. The back judge, Michael Griffin. The center judge is John Baden, and Devin Nash will be the replay official. Hopefully we won't be relying on him too many times tonight. Stay with us. We have lots more coming. Craig Swalbeck will join me on our Cardinals Spotlight next. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
There are tacos, and then there's Zaxby's Chicken Finger Tacos. So what makes a Zaxby's Chicken Finger Taco a Zaxby's Chicken Finger Taco? Well, they took their famous chicken fingers and sauced them up in a soft tortilla shell. And because this is Zaxby's, you can get them in 3 flavors you'll love, like Chipotle Ranch, Avocado Bacon, or their all-new Buffalo Blue. Taco night hits different at Zaxby's. Zaxby's Chicken Finger Tacos. Get some today. Who's got the sauce? Zaxby's.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our low prices. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Today's game is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Why pay more for gels when Barbasol delivers an instant thick lather for a close, comfortable shave? Choose Barbasol, a quality shave and trusted value. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Hi, Shane Hoffman with the Neil Huffman Auto Group. And if you are looking to sell your vehicle, we can make it fast and easy. We will buy any model, any make, and any year. You can visit us online today at HuffmanBuysIt.com. Huffman has it.
Hello everyone, this is Wally Dent, founder and distiller for Log Still Distillery. We are so excited to partner with the Louisville Cardinals and bring you the brand new Monks Road Bourbon Bar at the Alley. With the Cards being on the road this week, come down to Monks Road Boiler House on Whiskey Row and enjoy a delicious dinner and unique cocktails while cheering on the team to victory. Go Cards!
Hi, Shane Huffman with the Neil Huffman Automotive Group, where we currently have a huge selection of both new and pre-owned vehicles, all with amazing prices. You can shop us online today at neilhuffman.com. Huffman has it.
It's time now for the Cardinal Spotlight, brought to you by Shelter Insurance. Put shelter on your team with auto, home, and life insurance. Find an agent at shelterinsurance.com.
Hello again, everyone, from Hard Rock Stadium. And to be clear, we're not on South Beach. We're not even really in Miami. Technically, we're in Miami Gardens, just a bit north of downtown Miami toward Fort Lauderdale. At any rate, it is the home of the Miami Hurricanes, also the Miami Dolphins, also the home of the Orange Bowl, although it always still pains me to not play the Orange Bowl in the real old Orange Bowl. Craig Swabeck was with me there a number of years ago, and what you and I still talk about, Craig, is one of our most memorable games.
Yes, it really was. You just felt the history there, walking into the stadium, the catwalk, and you think of all the great games that happened at the old Orange Bowl and the barn burner that night. I mean, it was absolute spectacular play, and a Hall of Famer, Devin Hester, turned the game on a punt return, one of the few calls you've ever had. He got to the 50, and you just said, he's gone.
Yeah.
I looked down and literally, but anyways, it was a great game.
It really was. Louisville lost that game and moved up in the rankings. Yep. We've talked about that many times. But we have a much more important matter at hand, and that is a matchup tonight with Louisville and second-ranked Miami, who certainly is playing as good, if not better, than anybody in the country. So give us our Craig's list on how things set up tonight in our Texas Roadhouse What's at Stake.
Yeah,
Texas Roadhouse, home of legendary hand-cut steaks.
This is one of those games, I feel like this is the most talented team Jeff has faced in the Jeff Brom era in 2.5 years. As you just mentioned, they are ranked second in the country, and it's well deserved. The first thing we talk about it every week, the running game. Both teams like to run the ball and will if they can. Miami averages about 50 yards more a game than Louisville gives up. Louisville gives up 111. They go for 164. Conversely, I have to admit, preseason, Paul, I think the last thing I would have worried about was Louisville's running game. But here we are in Game 6. They're averaging just over 100 yards a game. They're going to have to get that on track tonight to not be one-dimensional and allow that front four of Miami to get after the quarterback. Again, one we like to talk about, and it showed last week, 2 weeks ago, turnovers. For the second game in a row, Louisville will play a team that has committed 0 fumbles on the season. Miami's +9 on the season, or +6 on turnovers. Louisville, to their credit, is +1. And then, kind of odd, penalties is the last one. Both of these teams are heavily penalized. They're high in the ACC. Miami struggles with penalties. Louisville has really struggled with the no-need penalties, the after-the-play 15-yarders, and that just can't happen on the road. It's going to be a big environment tonight. It's going to be loud, so penalties, again, will be key to Louisville not to get backed up and down in distance.
Craig, football is such an emotional game, and it has to be played that way. But when you lose the type of game that Louisville lost to Virginia, which was so severely disappointing, is a bye week a good thing or a bad thing? You probably want to really get out there after a loss, but then again, maybe it gives you time to kind of settle down, really analyze, and come back with a renewed spirit.
Yeah, I think it's 50-50. I think what it really comes down to is Louisville really needs to mentally be upset about what happened. They were the better team. They played well enough to win. They didn't win due to self-inflicted errors. I'm sure Virginia doesn't want to hear that, but Louisville could have won that game. Probably should have. So now you either get pissed this week, as Jeff said, you got to get after it, or you back off. We'll see. I know Jeff talked a lot about taking care of them at practice and getting healthy, but at some point, you got to take it upon yourself and just be emotional, like you said, and come out here and just pretend it's 0-0 the whole way and let the chips fall as they may.
Well, those turnovers certainly were fatal in the last game. The fumble return touchdown and the pass interception return touchdown is part of football. And think back, while Louisville was whining about that, the game before, Pittsburgh had turned it over 5 times against Louisville. The Cardinals certainly took advantage of that. And look what Pittsburgh has done since. They've bounced back in big fashion. So it's part of the game. You got to deal with it. You got to improve.
They really do. And one thing, you mentioned it post-game, I think, last week. The defense cannot worry about the offense giving up those points. I mean, it is tough for a defense to sit on the sideline and see a team score 14 points. But you can't have that dissension. You win and lose as a team. And special teams did not have a great game against Virginia as well, which has been a strong point for Louisville. So I would imagine they'll have a cleaner game special teams wise tonight.
Yeah, well, everybody remember the turnovers. What you might have forgotten was Louisville missed a a certainly makeable field goal right at the end of the first half. There's 3 points. They lost by 3 in overtime. That too
missed an extra point
in the game. So
a lot of things factor
to work on. We'll be back. We'll take a look at the starting lineups when we return. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
Louisville was founded in 1798, and we've been ruffling feathers ever since. Introducing 1798 Blonde Ale from Goodwood Brewing, the official craft beer of University of Louisville Athletics, and the unofficial beer of yelling, "That was holding!" from your couch. Bold, crisp, and just spicy enough to make your rival's fight song sound like a lullaby. If the feathers ain't flying, you're not doing it right. Goodwood Brewing, ruffling feathers since 1798, brewed to bring the heat and the winds.
I am cancer-free thanks to the power of U of L Health Brown Cancer Center.
The power of early detection.
The power of clinical trials only found here. The power of holistic care.
The power of second opinions.
The power of academic research.
And the power of expert care close to home.
That's the power of you. To learn more and find a Brown Cancer Center location near you, visit uoflhealth.org.
Today's game is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Feeling great starts with a great shave, and a great shave starts with Barbasol's thick and rich moisturizing lather. Start your day off right with Barbasol. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Miller Transportation, family owned and operated since the 1930s and proud partners with U of L Athletics. With facilities located in Louisville, Indianapolis, and Columbus, we specialize in transportation for collegiate and professional sports groups, school groups, corporate travel, weddings, private charters, bourbon tours, and more. Our fleet consists of premium 56-passenger motor coaches, air-conditioned school buses, trolleys, executive shuttle buses, Mercedes Sprinter vans, SUVs, and Cadillac sedans. If you need group transportation to your next outing or a fun excursion with family and friends, visit us online at millertransportation.com to request a quote.
Looking for the ultimate spot to cheer on the Cards in style? The Louisville Thoroughbred Society is your downtown destination. A private, members-only social club where luxury meets Louisville pride. Enjoy exclusive game day specials, a rooftop terrace, cigar lounge, top-tier bourbon, and yes, pari-mutuel betting for the full experience. Come for the Cards, stay for the Society. Connect with Brooke Valentine today to learn more about membership at ltsociety.com. And go Cards!
Louisville and Miami will kick it off just after 7 o'clock here at Hard Rock Stadium. Let's take a look at the Cardinals starters, brought to you by R&B Roofing and Remodeling. If you're starting a home project, make sure your starting lineup includes R&B Roofing and Remodeling. Miller Moss, the quarterback, has thrown for 300 yards the last 3 games. We know about the turnovers. Yes, he's had 3 interceptions returned for touchdowns, but overall Moss has been pretty darn good, 67%, over 1,300 yards and 7 touchdowns. The running backs are getting healthier, but they need more from them and more blocking up front for the offensive line as well. We'll see both Isaac Brown and Kewan Brown, but Duke Watson likely will not play today. The wide receivers led by Chris Bell, who's been phenomenal the last 2 games especially. 22 catches for 305 yards and 3 touchdowns, a career-high 170 receiving yards last week. And Colin Lacey with 3,000 career receiving yards now, most by any active player in college football. Nate Kariski and Jaleel Skinner will both play at tight end. Each has caught a touchdown. And based on what we saw in practice this week, it looks like it'll be Trevonte Sylvester and Rasheed Miller back in the starting lineup as tackles. You'll also have Pete Nigra and Mamain Musa and Jordan Church in the offensive line for Louisville offense that is scoring 36 points per game. defensively, don't overlook what this squad has done, allowing 262 total yards per game. That is 12th best in the country, ranked in the top 10 in pass defense with 150 yards per game is all, and giving up 21 points per game. But if you took out the defensive touchdowns scored by opponents, Louisville's defense is giving up only 15 points per game. It's headed by D'Angelo Hutchison, the senior from St. Petersburg, Florida, had a career-high 11 tackles last game and now leads the team with 32 tackles, just ahead of T.J. Quinn, who has 31 tackles. And, of course, Louisville has an active defensive line headed by Clev Lubin, the transfer from Coastal Carolina, with 25 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 4 pass breakups, and a forced fumble this year, which was, by the way, recovered for a touchdown. That's who we'll see to get the game going, and Louisville, of course, will have plenty of people rotating in and out as we go along. Stay tuned. We have more coming. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. By working together, we've moved forward towards a brighter future. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. See why our new Kentucky home is the best place to do business and live a good life at newkentuckyhome.ky.gov.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our low prices. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Today's game is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Why pay more for gels when Barbasol delivers an instant thick lather for a close, comfortable shave? Choose Barbasol, a quality shave and trusted value. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Cards fans, playing in the ACC takes grit and determination with a reliable team backing you up. Same goes for your trash service. That's why so many rely on Rumpke Waste and Recycling. We've been in the game for more than 90 years, and our playbook is all about dependable service. Need an open-top dumpster for a job site? A container for your business? Trash and recycling service at your home? There's only one team, Rumpke. Learn more and start service today at rumpke.com. Rumpke, waste and recycling done right.
Hey Cards fans, attorney Sam Aguiar here. After a car wreck, when you're sidelined with an injury, insurance companies don't play by the rules. But our team knows their playbook, and together we'll win big. You focus on getting better, and our team will handle everything else. It costs you nothing out of pocket, and we give you a bigger share guarantee. So just remember, hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar. 502-888-8888, and let's start winning today. Go Cards.
As Louisville goes into this matchup with second-ranked Miami, they continue to be dealing with injury issues. That's true for everybody in college football, especially by this time of year, but it has seemed to be especially problematic for Louisville this year. So let's get the latest from Jody Demling on our player health update, brought to you by U of L Health, the official provider of U of L athletics. Jody.
Yeah, Paul, we've got it's one guy that's a game-time decision here. Sorry, that was a little loud in my own ear. One guy's a game-time decision is Micah Carter. We'll watch that. He doesn't play a ton of snaps, but guys that are out, Duke Watson, the running back for Louisville, did not make the trip. Obviously, Stanquan Clark out for the year. Mac Pounders and Nair Jackson, two offensive linemen who are both out for this game. And Pounders was a guy who started the first 4 games of the year, didn't play against Virginia, and so he is out for tonight. And some injuries that in the backfield, we know Duke Watson's not playing, but hopefully Isaac Brown and Kewan Brown, they're both healthy, and hopefully they stay that way this evening.
Well, it always helps when you got healthy players, Craig, and between the health issues with the running backs and some, I think, inconsistency in the offensive line, and you touched on this earlier tonight, Louisville's running game just is not what we all expected to see, nor even what we saw right at the beginning of the year. In fact, they've fallen off so much, they're rushing for 115 yards per game. Believe it or not, that's 112th in the country.
It really is, and if you take away the first game against Eastern Kentucky at lesser level where they really rushed for 250 yards or more, it's even more dire. Now, sometimes Jeff even talks about that. A defense sets up to stop the run. Like Pitt was going to stop the run, so Miller Moss threw for 300 yards, and same with James Madison. So there's a give and take that, but overall, it's not where it needs to be. And to go back to the injury situation, how about Miami? Other than their starting tailback in the very first game, every 22 starter has been the same. They have not changed. One person starting this year other than a running back switch from game 1 to game 2. So they've had 0 injuries on both sides of the ball.
And that tailback you referred to, Jordan Lyle, is expected to be back in the lineup tonight. He was injured in the Notre Dame game. We'll have more coming from here in Miami. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
Thinking about digging, planting a tree, putting up a fence? Hold that shovel. Before you break ground, head to Kentucky811.org or call 811. It's quick, it's free, and yep, it's the law. Submit your request online or call before you dig. Member utility pros will mark where the underground lines are. Don't risk the injury, service outages, penalties, or costly repairs. Safety is in your hands. 811 before you dig. Sponsored by the Kentucky Public Service Commission.
Cards fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is the official beer sponsor of the Louisville Cardinals, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado, beer.
Today's game is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Feeling great starts with a great shave, and a great shave starts with Barbasol's thick and rich moisturizing lather. Start your day off right with Barbasol. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Cards fans, here's the play call for the perfect tailgate. Head to Liquor Barn and stock up for the game. Right now, save $10 on your purchase of $75 or more with code CARDS10. From bourbon to beer, Liquor Barn has everything you need to win the tailgate. Before you raise your L's up, raise a glass with us. Use code CARDS10 and save $10. Only at Liquor Barn. Liquor Barn, where Kentuckians go to celebrate. Please drink responsibly.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player Award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back, thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial #LAW on your cell phone. That's #529, offices Louisville.
Louisville and Miami played an unforgettable game last year that Miami won 52-45 in a game that saw blockbuster offensive show from both teams. The last time Louisville defeated a top 5 team, that team was ranked number 2, as is Miami tonight. That was a game I'm sure you'll remember, the 63-20 demolition of second-ranked Florida State back in 2016. Louisville and Miami will kick it off just after 7 o'clock here at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The Cards trying to improve their Friday night record, which is pretty darn good. Over the years, they've gone 9-4 on the road in Friday night games. Not so good against ranked teams on the road, though. 5-38-1 over the years. A stiff challenge the Cardinals are facing tonight here in Miami. Stay tuned. We're nearing kickoff. We'll have the coin toss and get things going here in Miami between the Cards and the Canes. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Ooh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
There are tacos, and then there's Zaxby's Chicken Finger Tacos. So what makes a Zaxby's Chicken Finger Taco a Zaxby's Chicken Finger Taco? Well, they took their famous chicken fingers and sauced them up in a soft tortilla shell. And because this is Zaxby's, you can get them in 3 flavors you'll love, like Chipotle Ranch, Avocado Bacon, or their all-new Buffalo Blue. Taco night hits different at Zaxby's. Zaxby's Chicken Finger Tacos. Get some today. Who's got the sauce? Zaxby's.
Today's game is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Why pay more for gels when Barbasol delivers an instant thick lather for a close, comfortable shave? Choose Barbasol, a quality shave and trusted value. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Hey Cards fans, this is Tony Collier with the Collier Law Firm. If you get injured, whether it's in the car or on the job, call us. We're your law firm located right here in my hometown of Louisville. All of our attorneys have experience working for the insurance companies. That means we already got the other side's playbook. And unlike some of those big law firms, our attorney fees start out at 25% because at the Collier Law Firm, we got your back, not your wallet. So when you get injured, call your law firm and go Cards.
You know where Cardinals fans shop for jewelry? It's no contest. Genesis Diamonds is the official jeweler of the Cardinals, offering the state's largest selection of GIA-certified diamonds, exclusive designer rings, and luxury timepieces. All this with no commission salespeople, free service for life on any purchase, and the industry's strongest warranties. For that engagement or special occasion, Cardinals fans choose Genesis every time. Genesis Diamonds, Shelbyville Road Plaza, first and only official jeweler of the Louisville Cardinals.
All throughout the Ville and all across the Bluegrass State, it's time to get your L's up.
Lock in, do the small things.
Pressured, steps up, has a little space to the 5, jumps, and somersaults into the end zone.
Got to bring it to them on every single play. Nothing's going to be given to you.
Going for the end zone and intercepted in the end zone.
Nobody take anything for granted. Nobody take your foot off the gas.
Round to the 40, round to the 30, being chased, and they will not catch Isaac Brown.
Do the small things on every play, and you play to the end.
Here's the game. 9 seconds left. Looking, throwing, end zone. Batted away! Watts knocked it down!
Let's go play this game to win. Now let's go.
From Louisville Sports Properties and the University of Louisville, it's time for Louisville Cardinals football. Kickoff is just moments away. Now with the call of the game, here's Craig Swabeck and the voice of the Cardinals, Paul Rogers.
Good evening, everyone, from Miami, Florida, home of the Miami Hurricanes, ranked number 2 in the country. The Louisville Cardinals are on the road trying to spring a major upset. Louisville is no slouch themselves at 4-1, but coming off a severely disappointing game in their last game 2 weeks ago after an open date. They fell to Virginia in overtime 30-27. It was the first overtime game in 12 years for Louisville. They held Virginia to season-low points and yards, but gave up an interception touchdown and a fumble touchdown, which proved to be fatal. On that same day, Miami won its 5th game without a loss as they took care of business against Florida State. They were up 28-3 in the fourth quarter and then sort of gave it up a little bit. Florida State closed on a good run to make it 28-22. Nonetheless, Miami is 5-0, 1-0 in conference play. That was their only league game, and Louisville is 1-1. They had defeated Pittsburgh the week before their loss to Virginia. So the Cards come into this game stinging from that loss against the Cavaliers, but knowing a win tonight puts them right back in the thick of the ACC race. Let's pause for station identification. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield. They say the swag is back and the pizzazz here in Miami. They love this football team, undefeated and ranked number 2. The stadium is not yet full, but I think it will be close to full. They've got the town excited. The problem is it's hard to get anywhere around this town. A lot of people are probably sitting in traffic. We got here at an uncomfortably late hour, even with police escort for the team buses trying to get them here. But that's the way it is in South Florida more often than not. They have dimmed the lights. Neither team is back on the field yet. But the Miami band was out for the national anthem, and it's people talk about how in the city of Miami, when Miami is good, the town really gets excited about it. When they're not so good, they don't know about it.
Nope, they're not. Typical Florida State. We've been up there, and it was kind of the same way. But yes, tonight, and I love the nostalgia. I'm from South Florida. Miami's wearing their old white pants, orange jerseys, like before teams wore 3 different uniforms a season. So it's traditional Miami get up. But I have noticed watching their games this year, of course, big draw when they had Notre Dame in game 1, and then South Florida came in here on a winning streak. They've had great crowds, very loud in this stadium. It's half roofed. I mean, there's a cover over all the seated area, and then the field itself is open to the weather. So it holds some noise in here. So if Louisville gets behind on the chains and it's third long, it's going to be loud, although, so it's going to be the opposite of what they faced at home.
Louisville will be facing a Miami defense that gives up just 13 points per game. That is in the top 10 in the country. 276 yards per game, which actually is a little more than Louisville's defense has been giving up. The Cardinals' defense has done more than their fair share. And the offense actually has scored and moved the ball, but the turnovers obviously have been hurtful. I can't remember, not even halfway through a season, a team having 3 interceptions run back for touchdowns.
No, really. It's been quite odd. And a fumble recovery. Isaac Brown on 4th and 1. That was a huge thing as well. And it's one thing to turn the ball over. It's another thing to turn the ball over and give up points. That can't happen tonight, as it has an explosive offensive team.
As you can probably figure out from the booing, the Louisville Cardinals are taking the field. Louisville in white jerseys with red helmets, numbers, and pants. And Miami, as Craig mentioned, in the traditional Miami orange jerseys with white pants and white helmets. We are in a corner, not the best vantage point, but we'll explain it as best we can. That's the way the setup is here at Hard Rock Stadium. Tonight's officials out of the ACC are Adam Savoy, the referee, Johnny Forte, the umpire. The head linesman is Daryl Johnson. Peter Barretta is the line judge. The sign judge, Brian McCready. The field judge, Kip Johnson. The back judge, Michael Griffin. John Baden is the center judge, and the replay official is Devin Nash. The Cardinals are headed for midfield. Let's see if we can listen to the coin toss from referee Adam Savoy. Captain.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's game. Louisville, you're the visiting team. You'll call the toss. This is heads, and this is tails. What is your call? Heads. Heads? Heads is the call. It's tails. You've won the toss. You want to defer your option. You want the ball. Which way would you like to kick? Stay where you are. Miami has won the toss, elected to defer to the second half. Louisville will receive on the west end of the field. Good luck.
So as you heard, Louisville will have the ball first. The Cardinals averaging 36 points per game. Miller Moss has thrown for 1,358 yards and 7 touchdowns, although 4 interceptions, 3 of which have been run back for touchdowns, as you know all too well. Isaac Brown just 334 yards, 66 yards last week, but Brown, we think, is pretty healthy. There will be no Duke Watson tonight. They will have Kewan Brown. He's rushed for 136 yards and 3 scores. Chris Bell, 502 receiving yards this season, 170 of them last week. That's a career high. And Colin Lacey, who's averaging a third best in the country, 151 all-purpose yards per game, does now have 3,000 receiving yards in his career, which is most of any active player in college football. But they're going to go against a Miami defense that is as stingy and powerful as anything we've seen in a long time, Frank.
They really are, and it starts with their front four. Mesidor and Bain are tremendous pass rushers. Bain is a run stopper, and interestingly enough, he leads the team in tackles. You don't get that much from a defensive end. But he does, and they're very explosive, especially they really got after Florida State once they got a lead. So it's key for Louisville. When was it? We came down here in 2019 and Miami scored at will in the first half. So they've got that type of explosiveness on offense. So it's going to be key to see how Louisville, who had a great streak last year of scoring on opening drives, the first quarter has not been kind to Louisville this year.
Louisville will be going somewhat to our left, more so away from us. Miami coming toward us here in this first quarter. Bell and Lacey are back to return the kickoff from Carter Davis. Lacey, as you know, has a 100-yard kickoff return this year and had a 100-yard kickoff return last year against Miami. Here comes the kick. And it is very high and will go well back in the end zone. And so the Cards will get the ball at the 25-yard line.
A switch in the offensive line this week as Musa's moving from left tackle to guard. And your 2 tackles will be Miller and Sylvester.
Ball in the middle of the field at the 25-yard line. Crowd starts to roar. Wide receivers to the right. Miller Moss waits for the snap with Brown to his right. Brown will get it and finds a gap and races ahead out past the 30 and to the 35-yard line.
Nice cutback by Brown that time, just an inside zone, and the quarterback kind of read it, but he handed it, and they got a good push on the right side.
Craig Louisville had Deuce Adams lined up as a wide receiver on that play. And Brady Allen is on the field now with Moss shifting away from the quarterback, and it looks like it's going to be a direct snap to Lacey. Lacey lines up behind center with Keyron Brown next to him. Lacey fakes a reverse, gets around outside to the 35, and dragged down as he crosses the 35 at about the 37-yard line.
A lot of window dressing that time. They had a quarterback on the field, moved out to the left. Lacey had it faked a sweep to him, and when Jeff said he was going to play two quarterbacks, I didn't think he meant two at the same time.
It's second down and 9. That play, for all its razzle-dazzle, went for only a yard as Lacey was tackled. Empty backfield now as Moss takes the snap. Now Isaac Brown from a wide receiver comes over and sets up next to Moss. And Miller takes the snap, stands, fires, has his man at the 40, and tumbled down out at the 48-yard line, and that was Hurry with the catch. Trayshawn Hurry with his 7th reception of the year.
Great read by Miller Moss that time. They brought linebacker pressure, and so many times, if you have time, you want to throw it to the void that just happened, and right where the linebacker blitzes, right where Moss hit Hurry, who's had a very quiet start to the season.
Moss on 1st and 10, waits for the snap, backs on each side, wants a fullback. He rolls right, man in his face, hit as he throws, but he gets rid of it to Brown, and Brown is bashed out of bounds right near the 50-yard line. Moss saw the pressure coming and got rid of it in time.
And he had to hold it a long time because he threw it to the guy he faked it to. He faked it to Isaac Brown, gave ground, set up a quick screen pass, and he really took a big shot.
Second down and 7 for Louisville. They're at the 49-yard line of Miami. Brown and Lacey both lined up as running backs. Lacey to the right of Moss. Miller gets the snap. Short drop, quick throw, has his man Bell, pulls away from a tackle, and then knocked down at the 40-yard line. First down for the Cardinals.
Well-designed play. They had Chris Bell and Colin Lacey in the same area. Lacey coming out of the backfield, and they kind of stacked him. Lacey went wide. Bell just went 5 yards, curled, and stopped. And a nice, easy throw that time.
So on 1st and 10 for the Cards. Moss has Isaac Brown next to him. 2 receivers to the right. It's a give to Brown. He squeezes through a hole. Brown darts ahead, pulls out another tackle. Brown on the run to the 10, and they get him there. Looks like the Isaac Brown we know and love tonight early on.
He squeezed through a nice little hole over right guard, found an opening, and he has not had that kind of tackle-breaking run since week 1. Outstanding 30-yard run that time by Brown. He made 2 or 3 miss, cut back, and almost got it to the end zone. A great team speed by Miami to catch him.
So now down deep in Miami territory. Louisville, by the way, outstanding in the red zone this year. They brought in Deuce Adams as the quarterback. Known for his running ability. He certainly can throw, but probably Louisville's most mobile quarterback. And Adams will take it and run to the left, cuts inside of the 10, slammed to the ground before he gets to the 5-yard line. So we are seeing all kinds of new offensive wrinkles from Coach Brom and the Cardinals tonight.
And welcome to Division I football on the road. Deuce Adams followed a blocker. He faked it out of the shotgun, and he got hammered to get knocked to the ground at the end of that run.
Ball at the 8-yard line. Second down and 6. And now Keyron Brown has come in. And Kariski, the tight end, is lined up as a back to the left of Moss. Brown motions out wide. Miller takes in the snap, fires it. It's caught at the 5, but that'll be all as Wow Bell was sandwiched on a vicious blow and brought down after the catch. And that was Hakeem Messidor, defensive end, who flipped them over.
Yeah, it was a late crossing route by Bell. Again, what's happening is good protection because they've had success running the ball. They're able to have protection enough to hit that crossing pattern. And yeah, Bell knew he was going to take a big shot. He did take a big shot, but he held on.
3rd and 2 at the 4-yard line for the Cardinals. They beef up with an extra lineman. Lacey wide left. Kewan Brown lined up behind the quarterback, Moss. Miller takes it, fakes to Brown, fires a bullet, incomplete. It went behind the receiver, who I believe it was Collins, who didn't appear to be looking.
They were going to throw to the tight end on a little crossing route, and he was right on the line
was actually the intended receiver while Collins was blocking.
Yep.
And the pass went very wide, so they're going to have to settle for a field goal attempt.
And red zone has been a bit of a struggle for Louisville. Miami is super in the red zone, and their defense is good in the red zone, so a promising drive will end with a field goal attempt.
Louisville has scored at a high rate in the red zone, but not so much with touchdowns. It's a fake, and he's running to the left with the ball, and he's hit and falls at the goal line. Touchdown!
No, first
down, sorry. I thought he signaled touchdown, but he got right near the goal line.
The holder's not much of a runner. It looked like he'd get in for sure. Chapeau, who had a mishandle last week, he had a pitch run option. He ran it and turned up. Sure looked like he scored, and boy, Jeff is pulling out the punches early in this game.
Chapeau just took the snap and took off running. There was a little space there, but he couldn't quite get in. It was a great play by Jacoby Thomas to prevent him from getting in, but it's 1st and goal from almost right on the goal line for the Cardinals.
Good call. Looking at the replay here, they're going to replay it, but it sure didn't look like he got in.
This Close Shave Instant Replay is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Why pay more for gels when Barbasol delivers an instant thick lather for a close, comfortable shave? Choose Barbasol, a quality shave at a trusted value.
You know, those are the ones.
Oh, that's very close.
That's very close.
I think it's short, though. But he came really close. Chapeau is he and Schwartz have been alternating as punters, and Chapeau has been the holder of late. And he was holding on that fake field goal attempt and picked it up and almost ran it in. But either way, Louisville in great shape. In the red zone this season, Louisville is 17 of 18 as far as scoring goes, but just 61% of touchdowns, and kind of the opposite for Miami defensively and holding opponents out. And continuing this review.
I love the call by Jeff, and it tells the team he's going to coach aggressive tonight too. I mean, that's 3 points basically you're risking. And the flip side is you're probably not going to win with 3 points in a game like this, so the aggressiveness is really nice.
Let's go down to Jody Demling.
In this place, and Coach.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld.
He's pulling out every single stop.
Yeah, if you're Miami's coaches charting this first drive, they've got a whole list of things they have not seen all year. And the best surprise for me is Isaac Brown's 2 nice runs.
Yeah, Brent has 2 carries for 39 yards. The first one went for 9. The second one went for 30. So 1st and goal. The ball is inside the 1-yard line. It's an I backfield. A fullback in front of Brown. Moss will try the quarterback sneak. They push him. They push. No sign yet.
He got knocked across by the running back.
Touchdown. There's the sign. Louisville brought in the fullback, Jackson Panarello, and I think he might have thrown the key block to get him in there. Panarello, the sophomore out of St. X, who's used quite a bit just as the fullback in that situation. And Louisville gets on the board first by taking the game-opening kickoff 75 yards and 11 plays.
You know, Jeff talks about coaching aggressive. It's one thing to talk about it, and it's another to actually do it. I mean, that's a bold call when you do a fake field goal, especially with a holder that's really not a runner at all.
Ranvier's extra point kick is up, and it is good, and Louisville is on the board first in Miami. Papa John's is delivering Louisville fans the ultimate game day experience for the Kentucky game at the end of the year. Register at gocards.com/Papa John's for your chance to win tickets to the game, pregame field passes, gear, and more. Sign up for Papa Rewards to get 10 extra entries. Better ingredients, better pizza at Papa John's. 7-0 Louisville, Miami about to get the ball for the first time. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Around here, it's all or nothing. And Toyota's got more all-wheel drive choices than anybody. Now through November 3rd, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 Corolla gas models. Excludes GR and Corolla Cross. Or lease a gas-powered 26 Corolla LE for $209 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Today's game is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Feeling great starts with a great shave, and a great shave starts with Barbasol's thick and rich moisturizing lather. Start your day off right with Barbasol. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Just like your Cardinals, Team Chevrolet has game-changing talent at every position, with a lineup led by the legendary Chevy Silverado, with 4 durable engines, including the TurboMax, deliver the capability you rely on every day. Plus, with advanced camera tech, it'll make your most difficult towing jobs a whole lot easier and your confidence even stronger. Check out the hard-working Silverado at your Chevy dealer today. Proud partner of the Louisville Cardinals. Kentucky drives Chevy.
I'm former Louisville basketball player Luke Hancock. When the NCAA tried to take away the Most Outstanding Player award from the 2013 tournament, I got it back, thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is the personal injury firm that fights for the people, and their team treats clients like family. Morgan & Morgan changed my life, and if you've been injured in a car crash, at work, or in a slip and fall, they may be able to change yours. For a free consultation, dial #LAW on your cell phone. That's #529, offices Louisville.
Get your L's up and head to your nearest Liquor Barn or Party Mart store, an official partner of the Louisville Cardinals. You can place an order for pickup and delivery through the Liquor Barn website or app. It's easy to shop for your favorite beer, wine, and spirits at Liquor Barn and Party Mart. Go Cards. So the Cards win on their opening possession, 11 plays, 75 yards. 6:05 off the clock, 7-0 Louisville. And Jody Demling down to the sidelines. I think we saw everything out of the old Louisville offensive playbook on that drive.
Yeah, because we saw, I don't know, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you.
We saw everything and anything, and guys, I'm not going to give it away, but be careful and watch. Don't tell me about this onside kick that may be coming sometime tonight, because I'm told there's an onside kick, I'm told there's a fake punt, and I'm told that Louisville believes that they can really, really win the special teams battle by doing some crazy things tonight, and we'll see if it works out. But Coach Brown is pulling everything out of the bag, deep in the bag here, and we'll see if it works tonight.
Well, we already saw the fake field goal that got him a 1st and goal. I would be pretty shocked if he tried an onside kick.
And they played 3 quarterbacks already. Yeah. Brady Allen was in there.
Deuce Adams. I guess the fact that I'm saying I'd be very shocked to see an onside
that's how you
kick
do it.
may be a good reason to do one, but I have to believe they'd kick it away here early on. Nick Killer has put about everything into the end zone. And here is the kick, and it will go way back in the end zone, so there won't be any return.
Boy, that is such a weapon with Keller this year, kicking them so deep into the end zone.
So we'll get our first look at the Miami offense headed by Carson Beck, 29-3 as a starting quarterback, mostly at Georgia this year here. 9,125 yards passing is second most among any active quarterback. Injured his knee in the SEC championship game last year, and then decided to transfer here to Miami.
Of course, all that yardage helps when you're a 6th-year senior.
1st and 10 of the 25. Miami coming toward us. Louisville shifts the defense a little bit. Now the back splits out more to the left, and Beck looking to throw. It completes a short one, and it just goes for a short game to C.J. Daniels. He's an LSU transfer who is 3rd in the country in receiving yards for his career, behind Louisville's Colin Lacey.
Miami lost their 6 top receivers yardage-wise from last year's team and just reloaded.
Gain 4 on that. Here's the play, and this is a give, and the running back doesn't find much of anywhere to go. Louisville stacks him up, and they push him backwards. TJ Capers got the start and was in on that tackle. Then there was some late hitting going on. A flag just flew in the air. The carry was by Mark Fletcher, their leading rusher, with 428 yards and 5 touchdowns this year.
And so much of that, Paul, they don't blow the whistle. I mean, the play was over. He was stopped, and they kept stacking up. Late hit after late hit, so we don't know which side it's going to be on.
Personal foul, necessary roughness. Offense, number 61. 15-yard penalty. It's third down.
Well, isn't it nice to know the other guys do those things sometimes? That's Francis Mawanoa, who has started every game and is a preseason All-American at Miami. They have a humongous offensive line. Markel Bell, 6'9", 345. They got a highly rated transfer center in James Brockermeyer, who came from TCU. But Miami, with that penalty, it knocks them back to 2nd and 25.
They called it after the
15-yard line. Yeah, it was after the play. Beck has 2 receivers to the wide left. Takes in the snap, throws it quickly out wide to the left side. The receiver dodges 1 tackle, but Louisville covers him up. Watts gets to Malachi Toney. The freshman, who should be a senior in high school this year, has been a big surprise with him. He's their leading receiver. Had a career-high 7 catches for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns last game.
He's magic in the open field, and yes, that last penalty was after the play on Mawanoa, so that brought up 3rd and long. So it's going to be 3 and out for this Miami offense in a tremendous start. We talked about penalties pregame, and Miami with a late hit by their left tackle.
Dylan Joyce out of Australia is their punter. Here's the snap, and he boots it up high, end over end. Lacey settles under it at the 39. Lacey running to the left. Lacey to the 40. Has a lot of open field to the left of the 50, out to the 45, and that's it. Runs out of room there into the Cardinals bench. A 43-yard punt, a 16-yard run back, and the Cards, who lead 7-0, are right back in business in Miami territory.
Lacey does such a nice job when he catches balls and there's guys around him to tackle him. He broke contain, and after that it was just all pursuit by Miami, and Louisville's going to be right out just past midfield for their second drive of the first quarter.
They'll start at the 46-yard line of Miami. Louisville leading 7-0, drove 75 yards with the kickoff and forced Miami into a 3 and out. Now maybe a bit of the surprise element is missing, because Miami saw just about everything from Louisville, and the Cards line up with Lacey as the quarterback. And Lacey's got it. He'll start right, dance back to the left, and then is brought down for no gain.
Well, even though some of these plays aren't successful, they are forcing Miami to do a lot of adjustments and see a lot of things and not see the typical game plan they're coming into. That time, the linebacker, the Saint, just overpowered the Louisville blocker that time and made a very nice tackle.
Boss, by the way, was on the field. He was not a quarterback. He is now at quarterback. And he had Hughes lined up next to him. Now Hughes shifts out to a receiver to the right. 3 receivers out that way. Boss has the ball. Quick throw out to the left sideline to Kariski. Whirls past the defender and gets inside the 40-yard line. Gain of 7 as he took it for a good gain for the Cardinals. It'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Good quick throw that time to Kariski, who ran the out pattern to the far side of the field, and good timing. And other than on the 1 screen plays, they've kept the quarterback pretty clean as Deuce Adams checks into the game.
Keeping us on our toes, keeping up with all the personnel tonight. 3rd and 2. Deuce Adams lines up in a shotgun at quarterback. Isaac Brown to his left. Adams motions Chris to the right. Doesn't hand it to Brown. Follows him and gets enough for the first down, I believe, down to the 35-yard line. First down, Cardinals.
What's interesting, these plays are just simple running plays, but the way they're doing them, that ends up being a lead isolation play that you would run on 3rd and 2. But instead of a fullback and a tailback, you've got another quarterback following Isaac Brown, who was faked to, but the blocking is the same as an isolation play.
Louisville with a 7-0 lead over Miami here in the first quarter. 1st and 10 in Miami territory at the 35-yard line. Miller Moss takes it, drops the throw, fires it, has his man running across the field to the 30. That's Bell down the sideline to the 10. Bell, touchdown! 35-yard touchdown strike from Miller Moss, and the Cards have come out on fire.
Crossing route that time, and they got man coverage, and what you want is a guy trailing Chris Bell. When he caught it, it sure looked like they had some defenders between him and the goal line, but Chris Bell's on fire. He just outran everybody after that crossing route.
I'm not sure other teams realize not just how powerful, but how fast Chris Bell is.
I think you're right. How many times has he done this? Taken a ball in a crossing pattern and just outran everybody.
He just ran right past the corner, O.J. Frederick, a freshman All-American last year. The Cards lead 13-0. Just over 5 minutes left in the first quarter. That snap was a little high, but he got it down, and the kick is good.
Miami.
The Cards have jumped on top of Miami 14-0 in the first quarter.
They had only been behind for 7 minutes all year, and that was 3-0 after Florida State scored a field goal, and it took them to their second drive to get the lead. So this is not a team that has been behind this season.
We'll take a timeout. Louisville 14, Miami nothing. 5:09 to play in the first quarter in Miami. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
Today we have two very special guests on our program. Introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
I am cancer-free thanks to the power of U of L Health Brown Cancer Center.
The power of early detection.
The power of clinical trials only found here. The power of holistic care.
The power of second opinions.
The power of academic research.
And the power of expert care close to home.
That's the power of you.
To learn more and find a Brown Cancer Center location near you, visit uoflhealth.org.
Every Tuesday during football season, it's Louis Tuesdays at Mike's Car Wash. Get $5 off Mike's top 2 washes. Mike's is open daily from 7 a.m. until 9 p.m. 14-0 Louisville leads Miami. The Cards have scored 2 touchdowns on their first 2 possessions. Miami went 3 and out on their only possession. And Jody Dimling, the creativity that Jeff Brom was known for. And frankly, we've kind of wondered aloud about a little bit this year. What happened to all the trick plays? I don't know if the plays necessarily are tricky, but the personnel, the alignment sure is fooling us.
I was going to say, it's not trick plays. It's more of window dressing, and we've talked about that a lot. The one play there on that drive, Paul, when Colin Lacey was lined up as the quarterback, Chris Bell was lined up in the backfield, and the right side was Miller Moss, Deuce Adams, Brady Allen lined up next to each other. They had 3 quarterbacks on the field at one time. So at that seed earlier in the week, and they've done it, but they've not really used, obviously they've used Deuce twice on running plays, but they've got guys out there, and it's just crazy, and this sideline is just jacked up and juiced right now. And I can tell you this other thing, one of the coaches made point to the guys down here, Miami's already talking to each other. They're on the defense, they're kind of yelling at each other, so that's something to watch there too.
121 total yards for Louisville, 8 for Miami. Now this game is far from over. We're just over halfway through the first quarter, so the key obviously is for Louisville to keep their cool and just keep going and see if they can keep Miami in check. You're probably not going to shut out.
No, you're not going to. And honestly, in the week when Jeff kind of talked about it on your show with you and early in the week, I thought gamesmanship, right? You're going to play 2 quarterbacks, and Miller Moss is upset that you're going to play 2 quarterbacks, but they're playing 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, Jeff did kind of allude to it on the show, and I wasn't sure how much he was just kind of sounding off.
Right?
And, yeah, sure.
And maybe sending a message to Moss that, you got to play a little better or whatever. But the team follows that type of lead by the coach.
Here comes a kick, and again, way back in the end zone, won't be returned.
Well, Miami, after 2 weeks off, have played so well. The offense has only had 3 plays, and sometimes an offense will try to press when they're behind a couple times. Again, they don't have any fumbles, 3 interceptions by Beck.
And Carson Beck, who has completed 72% of his throws this year, was 2 for 2 in that first possession, but he only went for a total of 7 yards. Caleb Perry comes in as linebacker on this series. Beck has Fletcher his back to his right. Miami in orange. Coming toward us from their own 25-yard line. Beck starts to the right, stops, throws down the middle of the field, has an open man, and he's grabbed at the 50 and down to the 25-yard line. Hutchinson and Holloway put the tackle on C.J. Daniels, but a big gain on the play of 30 yards.
Yep, good play action fake. That got the linebacker jumped way up into the line of scrimmage, and the safety was deep in the middle of the field. There was a crack there, and Beck can really throw a nice ball and hit him right down the seam.
Daniels came here from LSU. They brought in several transfers to the receiving corps. Here's another snap to Beck. Drops back in the pocket. Good protection. Loops one deep downfield. Has a man there. And it's caught at the 10-yard line. Close to being interfered with, and still he came down with the ball. And that's that spectacular freshman, Malachi Toney, with a 39-yard reception.
Beautiful throw over the outside shoulder. Pretty good coverage. The defensive back missed his jump a little bit as he went up high for the ball. Didn't get it. And in 2 plays, their crowd's on fire, and they're inside the 10-yard line.
30 and 39 yards in 2 plays after they went 8 yards in their first series. So it's first and goal Miami at the 6-yard line of Louisville. The Cardinals with an early 14-0 lead over the Canes.
Just a great throw on that last ball.
It really was. Big rainbow loop. Here's Beck taking it, giving to Fletcher. Slams it into the left side of the line. Gets inside the 5. Fights for more. Gets to the 4, possibly the 3.
That's good to see Louisville gang tackling, because Fletcher really churned his legs. You could hear the pop all the way up here when he hit that line of scrimmage.
Fletcher 6'2", 225, a junior, the leading rusher with over 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. Miami has second and goal at the 3. Nobody goes very wide for Miami. They often operate out of these very compact formations. Fletcher is to the left of Beck. Daniels motions to the left, and Fletcher will get it and stone. Louisville nails him. He does fall right at the 3-yard line for no gain. Terry Quinn leading the charge for the Cardinals then.
Defensive line did a nice pinch down, which made the back go wide. When the back went wide, Quinn was right there to meet him, and he made a real nice physical tackle.
3rd down and goal for Miami. 14-0 Louisville in the first quarter, but Miami threatening. Miami in the red zone this year, 18 out of 19, and 15 of those have been touchdowns. Louisville's defense, though, has been equally good in the red zone. Here's Beck, takes it. Gives to Fletcher again, twisted down, but maybe to the goal line. No sign yet.
I think he got in, yeah.
There's a sign. The arms go up, touchdown.
They got a crack that time as he cut back to the right side, and all he needed was a little bit of space. He got hit on the 2, but he's such a physical back. There was only one tackler there to meet him when he was able to twist and turn into the end zone. 6th
touchdown this year for Mark Fletcher. And Miami gets on the board with 2:19 to play. So quick answer for the Canes as they cover 75 yards and 5 plays. First 2 plays were 30 and 39 yards. Carter Davis will attempt the extra point. He's made all 18 this year. And he drives that kick through. So Miami narrows the gap, cuts it in half. It's 14-7. Louisville leads it over the Canes with 2:19 to go in the first quarter. I don't see the timeout official coming from the field, is he?
Yeah, he's on the
that's right. I forget we're on the wrong side of the field. I'm looking at the wrong place. We'll come back to Miami. Louisville up
Lacey, who just went out to the right-hand side, and he caught it and had a good block from Skinner and a good, nice throw.
11-yard gain out to the 36. Wide side of the field is to the left, and Collins is out that way. Tight end on the left. Kewan Brown to the right of Moss. Kewan gets it, slants over to the left side, and tumbles almost to the 40-yard line. Got a short gain out of that.
And the key there is positive yards. Positive yards on first down. 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8. Too many times earlier in the season, they've had penalties, holding, jumping off sides, and you've got 1st and 15, 2nd and 10 or 11.
He got 2 there, 2nd down and 8. Lacey in the slot on the left, inside of Collins. Now Skinner goes up, putting 3 receivers that side. Bell, the lone receiver, to the right. Moss with another quick throw out here to the left side to the 45-yard line. And that is Collins, who got belted out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Good safe throw, though, on the little out pattern to the left side. Good, quick, decisive throw. It's going to be manageable on 3rd down.
Gained about 6 to make it 3rd and maybe closer to 1 than 2, actually. Ball is right on the 45-yard line. Louisville leading 14-7 inside the final minute of the first quarter. Miller will go from under center. Kewan Brown in the backfield. Receiver motions to the left. Quarterback sneak by Moss. They get a little push, a little more. I don't know. Especially from this angle, it's hard to tell, but they got close, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if they didn't make it, if they go on a 4th down attempt here.
I think his final fall forward at the very end, he was kind of a rugby scrum, and he kind of came out the backside, but from where they've marked it, it looks like he's going to be short.
As of now, the offense staying on the field. Louisville's gone 2 of 4 on 4th downs, and Miami opponents 6 of 13.
Of the first quarter.
We'll have to find out a little bit later because the first quarter has come to an end. Louisville 14, Miami 7. William McDermott will update you on what else is going on. A little bit of Friday night football on the schedule. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
U of L Health Frazier Rehab Sports is the official sports rehab provider of the Louisville Cardinals. Our experienced Frazier Rehab sports therapists offer athletes of all levels one-on-one support with our sports performance and injury prevention clinics. To schedule an evaluation today, call 502-637-9313. U of L Health Frazier Rehab Sports, the official sports rehab provider of the Louisville Cardinals.
Today's game is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Why pay more for gels when Barbasol delivers an instant thick lather for a close, comfortable shave? Choose Barbasol, a quality shave and trusted value. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Trade for the best. Honda's, the most awarded brand in car driver 10 best history. Save thousands on a new Honda today with 0.99% financing. Get more for your trade and save on the best gas, hybrid, and EV vehicles with financing as low as 0.99% APR on a new Honda like a 2025 Ridgeline. Visit your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval offer ends 11/3/25.
Whether you're traveling for work or play, it's easier and cheaper than ever to fly Louisville. Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport now has non-stop flights to over 35 cities coast to coast. Boston is just 2 hours away with new non-stops on American Airlines. Visit the West Coast with Spirit's low fares to Los Angeles or Breeze Airways flights to San Francisco. Louisville has low fares and quick flights to great destinations like Vegas, New Orleans, and Charleston. Don't skip that weekend getaway or friends trip. Learn more at flylouisville.com.
14-7 Louisville over the second-ranked Miami Hurricanes down in Miami Gardens, Florida. End of the first quarter. William McDermott updating you on some scores from around the country. No other college football games going on right now. Nebraska, Minnesota kickoff at 8 o'clock. San Jose State and Utah State later at 9. And then North Carolina and California cap off the night at 10:30 out west in California. But in the high school scene around the area and the metro of Louisville, Jeffersonville, Southern Indiana, taking on Jennings County, 14-0 Jeffersonville early in the second quarter. DeSales and Central, 12-7 Central in the second quarter. And then elsewhere around town, St. X taking on North Hardin, 7-7 second quarter there. between those two as well. More games also kicking off later in as the night goes on. Male and Fern Creek just kicked off 0-0, no score there. Eastern also taking on Trinity. Trinity leads at 7-0 over the Eastern Eagles in the first quarter. In Miami, it's 14-7 Louisville. Paul?
Thank you, William. The Clark & Riggs Scoreboard brought to you by, of course, Clark & Riggs, the leader in print solutions and more to drive business. Learn more at morethanaprinter.com. And more good news, Louisville, upon review, did gain the first down. Craig and I were watching the replay, and it appeared that initially he was stopped, but again, a slow whistle. He got a little momentum again and actually fell over one of his teammates, not on the ground, and got it up for the first down, Craig.
I think Kewan Brown hit him from behind. That kind of jolted the pile at the very end.
So they reviewed it, determined he did make the line to gain, and thankfully now Louisville's coming toward us instead of at the far, far end of the field from us. The ball is at the Cardinals' 47-yard line. A lot of creativity out of the Louisville offense tonight. We've seen 3 different quarterbacks. In fact, they've been on the field at the same time on one play. Here's Moss with a snap. He doesn't give it, throws, and it's a bad throw that time. When intended for Collins, he rushed a little bit, and the throw out to the left flat was just a little bit low and short.
Yeah, because they're leaving one guy unblocked. The outside linebacker that time blitzed for Miami, Toure. And so he had to throw it around him, and it ended up being behind the hot receiver. They're using 2 receivers to block, and then he tried to get it to the 3rd receiver. So
only the 2nd incompletion thrown by Moss in the game. 2nd down and 10. Kewan Brown is the back to Moss's left. Receiver motions across the formation to the right. Moss standing, throwing down the middle, and tipped and incomplete. Got a hand on it, a dangerous throw over the middle, but Scott could not control it. It deflected off him and out of bounds. That was the
good job by
the defensive tackle, Justin Scott. They also have a linebacker, Keon Scott. Scott.
Good adjustment. He tried to whip it back to Skinner, who was open, and boy, if he could have skinnied it right through, there would have been a big play, but the linebacker cut off the angle very nicely.
Empty backfield on 3rd down and 10 for Louisville. It does get loud in here. Moss gets the ball. Moss doesn't have much time, now scrambles left, fires it just wide at the 40-yard line. Running hard to his left. The throw went a little bit wide to the left as he tried to get it to Collins, and Louisville will have to get the ball out.
Yeah, a little pressure that time. He had time for the initial throw. Nobody was open. He scrambled to his left and made a good throw on a 3rd down. He put it where the receiver would have a chance to get it and nobody else would. But again, when it's 3rd and long, you got pressure from the outside, and Louisville actually did a nice job of picking up the blitz as Miami's gotten more aggressive.
Tony back to return a punt. It's a good sailing punt. Tony waves for a fair catch and brings it in at the 7-yard line. 43-yard punt that time by Schwartz.
Good
and
punt.
It'll be possession to Miami, who trails 14-7.
Good high punt, and you're not going to score every time against this Miami defense. They did get the ball up to midfield, and they continue to be very aggressive play calling. And they've got 142 yards midway through this 2nd quarter. So a nice start for the Louisville offense, and the Louisville offense and the Miami offense has done what you expect. They've made a couple big explosive plays.
Miami at its own territory at the 7-yard line. Fletcher is still the running back with Carson Beck the quarterback. A speedy and dangerous Tony in the slot to the left. He's inside of Keelan Martin. Here's the snap to give to Fletcher. Scoots off the left side, twists for more, out past the 10 and out to about the 13-yard line.
He does run hard, Fletcher. They got good pads on him, and he just twists at the end of every run. There's a flag back where
inside the 5-yard line.
And Miami used a condensed formation, meaning the wide receivers were both in like right off the offensive tackle. A lot of talk if it's a simple holding or
unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 10, his first of the game. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down.
Well, that's 2 hurtful penalties. That one on Tony. The other was on the offensive lineman, Francis Malinoa. And they can't go back a whole lot further, but it still puts them back inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah,
Jody, is Hutchinson doing something to egg him on? Apparently he's been right there in both of them.
He's been in the middle of both of those guys, and I'm not sure what that one was. That was way behind the play after the play, so kind of just like the other one, but it's been both with Hutchinson.
So it's 1st and 12, and Beck is standing a yard deep in the end zone with Fletcher next to him. And Fletcher will get it, hits the middle of the line, and Louisville stacks him up. Might have got to the 5 for a short gain.
It's getting feisty down there. That time the wide receiver blocking really late on the Louisville cornerback, kind of shoved him at the end of the play. So I guess it is old school Miami back again. They are aggressive and flamboyant and confident to the point of
how massive their offensive line is. Markel Bell's quite a sight. 6'9", 345 pounds. He's the left tackle. He's hard to miss if you're watching.
His under jersey be a blanket for me.
Beck waits at the goal line, has the ball, he's going to throw it, throws to the sideline, and he got his man on a pinpoint throw out almost to the 20-yard line. That was Daniels. When he let that go, I thought it might be intercepted.
Me too. It was a wonderful throw. There was a defender between the receiver and Beck. I thought it was going to be an interception. He lofted over his head to the receiver, to Daniels, who's had 2 nice catches for a first down.
Here's the snap to Beck again. Beck steps up in the pocket, throws a deep one long downfield. He's got the step. And it's intercepted! What a grab by the Cardinals. Watts picked it off. It looked like Tony had him beat. Watts closed the gap right at the end and made an acrobatic catch. And this is so what the Cardinals need, a turnover to go in their direction. Only the 4th time Miami has turned over this year. All 4 of those interceptions, by the way, they still haven't fumbled.
And he caught it jumping, leaping in the air, caught the ball high and flipped over the receiver who was streaking down the middle of the field. Watts came from the backside out of nowhere, out jumped Tony for the ball, and an acrobatic catch, you name it, he had it all on that play.
It was a big rainbow throw, very much like the long completion earlier, and we've talked about the perfect throw, the perfect defense. That time the defense won. Louisville gets the ball back with a lead, 14-7, and we'll take a timeout. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
Ready to get back in the game? Great news! The movement experts at Pro Rehab Physical Therapy can help you find relief and results and keep you off the sidelines. With over 20 convenient locations across Kentuckiana, contact Pro Rehab Physical Therapy today at ProRehab.com to see a physical therapist. Pro Rehab Physical Therapy, a proud partner of the Louisville Cardinals and trusted choice for keeping Card fans in the game.
The Galt House Hotel is ready to be your legendary Louisville destination. We have your answer to that long overdue date night or reunion with friends. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner in Walker's Exchange, dinner with waterfront views at Swizzle, or happy hours before the big game at Down One Bourbon Bar, your visit will be nothing short of legendary at the Galt House Hotel, the official hotel partner of the Louisville Cardinals.
Get your L's up and head to your nearest Liquor Barn or Party Mart store, an official partner of the Louisville Cardinals. You can place an order for pickup or delivery through the Liquor Barn website or app. It's easy to shop for your favorite beer, wine, and spirits at Liquor Barn and Party Mart. Cardinals playing a dynamite game here in Miami. They lead 14-7. Just got the ball back after an interception. Going to check in with Jody Dimley after we pause for station identification. This is Cardinal football from Learfield. Antonio Watts' 3rd interception of the season. The 4th interception thrown by Carson Beck this year gives Louisville the football at their own 32-yard line. Jody, I'm curious. I know Louisville's excited. You've got to be emotional. You've got to be excited, but you also got to be level-headed as well. And while the Cards, I'm sure, are feeling jubilant, you don't want to get carried away too much in that direction. I want to just kind of feel on the bench. I'm sure there's a lot of positive energy down there.
There is, guys, and I think the offense is a little more relaxed than the defense. The defense is really, really pumped up right now and jacked up after that play, but the offense looks really professional, guys. And it's crazy. There's not, knock on wood, there hasn't been all that stuff on the field where we've seen in the last few games the things against them, and they're using so much personnel. You would think it's more difficult tonight.
Louisville has not committed a penalty. Miami has had 2 penalties. That last one got them backed up deep in their own territory, which eventually led to that long throw that was intercepted by Watts on the acrobatic catch. Isaac Brown is the running back, and next to Miller Moss. Boss gives to Brown, angles left, gets a few yards, and then they pursue him and slow him down at about the 45-yard line for a gain of roughly 3.
They are getting more cracks than Isaac has. The last few weeks against Virginia never really did get going, and just a positive crack is all he needs. And if you continue to give him those little bit of spaces, he will find a way to make a big play.
And correction, it is the 35-yard line. We were at a severe angle from the far corner of the field. And sometimes the yard lines kind of get all jammed up together. Here's Boss ready to go again with Brown next to him. Receiver motions right. And Brown gets it, finds some space out to the right. Brown cuts at the 40 and then gets nailed past there out to about the 42. But we've seen the best running we've seen in quite a while from Isaac Brown tonight, Greg.
We were at a direct angle of where he was running. He just got in and hid behind the offensive line. The left guard and left tackle pulled, and for a moment you couldn't see Isaac Brown, and all at once he popped out, and man, a big hit at the end of that play, but the guy that tackled him ended up on his back.
Church is in the offensive line for Louisville this series. The Cards have a 1st and 10 after that run, leading 14-7 early in the second quarter. Moss fakes to Brown. Moss better protected, throws to Bell running across the field, and Bell is twisted down past the 50 and into Miami territory at the 48-yard line. Run down by O.J. Frederique, but a 12-yard gain gives the Cards another first down.
That's twice now when Miami's in man coverage. Louisville goes to the crossing route, and so Frederique's got to chase Bell across the field, and if the quarterback has enough time to throw it and doesn't get batted down, he hits him just as he gets over that left tackle spot.
1st and 10 Cards. Ball at the 47 in Miami territory. Kewan Brown the back. He'll get it. Kewan hit, stood up, and won't get past there. Might have got a very short gain. He actually comes out clean as they slung him out into the open field, but the whistles had already blown.
This is a very physical game. They're playing to the whistle, and it's a late whistle, so Louisville doing a good job of not getting anything extra after the play, but a good job of fill that time by Toure on the delayed handoff.
Gave him no gain. 2nd down and 10. Moss has Brown next to him. Hughes in as a wide receiver. Bell is wide to the right. Moss gets it. Rushed out to the right and can't escape the rush. They just got to him way too fast to do anything then as Scott barreled in and got him.
Yep, they got him on the blitz that time. They've had a lot of hot receivers going, but that time outside linebacker came free. He was stacked behind the defensive end, Bain, and he twisted below him, and man, he was quick getting there.
That was Keontae Scott. I mentioned they have him and Justin Scott defensively, but now it's going to be 3rd and 20 after an enormous loss there. Louisville leading 14-7 in the second quarter.
Boy, it's loud.
Moss brings in the snap, throws it quickly out in the flat to the 40-yard line, runs to the 45, to the 50, and dives across out near past midfield. That was Lacey on the catch. Got a nice gain. It wasn't 20, but got a pretty big gain of about 15 or so.
Swing pass, just a safe throw so you don't give up a sack. Caught it and really made some nice things happen up that sideline. Miami in somewhat of a prevent. Got the ball in good.
Chapeau's going to come in and punt, although with what we've seen so far, don't rule out a fake
do not.
Kind.
And Miami's playing straight defense. They're not rushing the punter at all.
He will go through with it. It's a end-over-end punt. Tony running over for a fair catch at the 11-yard line. 35-yard punt did the job, pinned him back near the 10-yard line.
Well,
Miami gets the possession, down 14-7. We have 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Papa John's has your tailgate feast covered with a game day bundle where you can order 2 or more large one-topping pizzas for $10.99 each. Choose from a large original, thin, or New York-style crust. Then add your favorite topping like pepperoni, mushroom, sausage, or bacon. Better ingredients, better pizza at Papa John's. 14-7, Louisville is on top of second-ranked Miami. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
Here's Tom Drexler.
This is Tom Drexler with Tom Drexler Plumbing, Air, and Electric, proud supporter of the Louisville Cardinals. Just like the Cards, we believe in being the best. That's why only the best technicians wear the Tom Drexler uniform. I promise you will be a fan of our upfront pricing and clean professional service. For all of your plumbing, heating and cooling, or electrical needs, make the right call. Dial 1 Tom Drexler.
Call the plumber whose name is his number. Call the plumber whose name is his number. Dial 1 Tom Drexler, that's his number. Yeah.
These days, your company needs more than a printer. You need Clark & Riggs. Clark & Riggs offers, well, everything. On-demand and variable data printing, direct mail management, e-commerce solutions, warehousing and fulfillment, rapid prototyping, retail solutions from large format signage and point-of-purchase material to branded decor and fixtures, the best offset and digital printing in the business, and a lot more. See it all at morethanaprinter.com.
Louisville just punted the ball to Miami. The Cardinals lead the second-ranked Canes 14-7 with 9:01 to play in the second quarter. Paul Rogers here in Miami, joined by Craig Swalbeck at the booth. Jody Demings on the sideline. Kelly Dickey keeping stats. Gus Allen is our engineer tonight. Welcome back to the crew, Gus. Filling in while Scott Kaysen had a family obligation this weekend. Mason Sapp is our producer, and William McDermott is our host on the broadcast. Quite an atmosphere here in Miami. Louisville last beat a top 5 team in that thumping of Florida State, ranked number 2 back in 2016, 63-20. I don't think you're going to see that kind of score here tonight, but Cards have come out playing very well here in Miami, Craig.
They sure have. No turnovers, no penalties. That's always good midway through the second quarter. They're playing very aggressive. Miami's counter-punching like you know they would. It's going to be a fight to the finish. There's a lot of football to be played, but after kind of a bummer ending in the fourth quarter against Virginia, Louisville utilized that 2-week break to come out here sky high, well prepared in executing their game plan.
Louisville has held both ACC opponents, they being Virginia and Pitt, to less than 100 yards rushing. So far, Miami has rushed the ball for 8 yards. The Hurricanes came in averaging 160 rushing yards per game. Louisville giving up just 262 total yards this season, which is 12th best in the country. They've been especially strong against the pass, allowing just 150 yards and 52% completions by the opponents. Both those numbers are among top 10 defensive numbers in the country. Miami will start here back at their own 11-yard line. 1st and 10, ball on the left hash. Carson Beck has completed 5 of his 6 throws for 89 yards. Bring in the new running back, Jordan Lyle. Got injured the Notre Dame game and now back in action. Receiver, the tight end, motions left. And now just before the snap, we have a flag. And I think we had a movement that's hard to miss that movement.
Ball start. Offense number 70. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
When Markel Bell moves, the whole world sees.
Yes, he does. He is a monster-sized guy. When he stands in the huddle with the offensive line, he's about 6 inches bigger than everybody in the line. And those guys are all, 6'3", 6'4", 300 pounds also.
Taller and wider. But he's not the only big guy. I mean, Malagola, we mentioned, 6'6", 335. Cooper, 6'6", 345. Ball now at the 7-yard line. And Beck backs up into the end zone, now steps up, now throws out wide to the right at the 9-yard line, complete to the tight end, rumbles to the 20-yard line and knocked down there. That went to the tight end, Alex Bowman. The senior catches his 6th pass of the year, a 14-yard gain.
That throw reminded me of Tyler Shuck a little bit because Beck was running towards the line at the last minute. He had an arm angle and just whipped it out to the safety valve.
Going to be 2nd and 1. And here is a handoff, and Lyle pops out of it, spins across the 30 and up to the 33. Louisville hit him right at the handoff, and somehow he just bounced away and ended up running for 12 on that play, and it's a first down for the Canes.
And that was a la Isaac Brown. He kind of hid behind some guys and jumped out of there. He's got a little more speed and scat back than you see from Mark Fletcher Jr.
Ball out past the 32 for Miami. Beck gives to Lyle again, and this time he goes down immediately as Holloway got to him first, and then Clev Lubin hopped on his back to stop him.
Nice aggressive call that time by Ron English. Brought the corner blitz. Holloway came as the offensive line cut down on the inside, and he chopped him down before he could get into the line of scrimmage.
Second down and still almost 10. Beck now moves up closer behind his center. There's Brockemeyer, the TCU transfer. He's got Lyle to his right. Tony is the inside of 3 receivers on the left. And here comes the snap. Beck sets, pump fake, now throws deep. It's well covered and is maybe picked off again. Yes! Carr's got another one. Mack! Wow!
Pump fake, and that one hung up a little bit to the inside instead of the outside. I think he's getting a little greedy after those first 2 throws Beck did, because his first 2 deep throws were right on the money, and that one was underthrown, and Louisville went up high for the second pick of the first half.
They did not cash in on the last one, but it's always nice to get the ball back. And Mack made a great play.
He sure did. He had to go up high.
Just in front of the intended receiver, Keelan Marion. So the Cards have it. I want to pick out the yard line from this angle. It's at about the 30. It's across the 30 to 32, actually. 1st and 10. Louisville leads Miami 14-7 midway through the second quarter. Isaac Brown's going to take a direct snap. Moss is among the receivers out to the left. Brown takes it. Brown runs right. Back to the middle. Nothing. In fact, they got it for a loss. Didn't fool anything there.
No, and until Louisville shows one of those direct snap guys can throw the ball, you're just seeing Miami crowd the line of scrimmage, not really covering the cornerback. They're moving the outside backer in closer and closer and closer, knowing there's no throwing threat. But I'm sure Jeff's got something eventually out of that direct snap.
2nd down and 12. Moss is there now with Brown next to him. Brown gets it. Brown cuts by a man, pulls away, rushes to the sideline and out of bounds out near the 50-yard line. But then Mike gets there's a late flag thrown in. I'm not sure which way. Wait to see. He went into the Louisville bench area. I don't know if he retaliated over there or not.
Now that might be the most impressive run Brown's had. It was only 10-15 yards, but he cut.
Personal foul, illegal blindside ball, offense number 0, 15-yard penalty. It's second down.
Well, first penalty of the game, and they all hurt.
And that's an aggressive play. If it's a blindside block, that means you had someone that officials didn't feel like could see you coming. But you can put up with that because it's generally an effort type thing. Yeah,
it was.
I wouldn't call that violent.
It wasn't blatant. More just kind of threw his shoulder in a little bit from the side. But the letter of the law, I guess it was. It'll move back to the 25-yard line, and now it's 2nd and 17. Louisville leads 14-7 in the second quarter. Moss waits at the 20. Takes it in. Miller fires it incomplete. An off throw there intended for Lacey that was a bit low.
Yep, timing was off a little bit on that. And this is there you don't want to be in. You don't want to make a bad play on 3rd and long. Miami's going to really pin their ears back, and Messador and Bain are going to get after the quarterback here. So we'll see what Jeff has to counter that.
3rd down and 17 from the Cardinals' 25-yard line. 14-7 Louisville. They get off to a rocking start here, and it's settled in a little bit. They led 14-0 before Miami knew what hit them. Empty backfield snap, come off, throws a short one over the middle to Bell or to Lacey, and then he's hammered behind at the 30-yard line. The Cards are going to have to give up.
Yep, good throw, nothing bad there. Don't take a sack, get a nice throw over the middle, and come back and play again. Again, the Chris Brown penalty was not exuberant. I don't think it was a bad play by Chris. They just called, and it's hard to overcome 15-yard penalties.
And hard tackle, by the way, by Ruben Bain, the top-rated defensive lineman in the country, and he covered a lot of ground to get to make that tackle. It'll be Chapeau to punt again as Tony waits. Chapeau hits it up high, not too far. He runs up and grabs it at the 45. You wait for a fair catch, and then he starts running, and that's going to be a penalty. He might argue that he wasn't really signaling a fair catch, but it could easily be interpreted as such. It will be a 35-yard punt, and they're going to have it. Let's see where they're going to actually mark it. The flag is at the 37.
Receiving team number 10 gave invalid fair catch signal, random field. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's a great explanation. Invalid fair catch. So maybe he didn't mean to give it or wasn't fair catch, but still, it's anything close. Great explanation.
Yep.
Where was that guy in UConn 20 years ago?
Yeah, you know what? I just saw that he was not signaling for fair catch. But it could be interpreted as such. That's the way he waved the arm. Fans don't like it, but I do.
Well, that keeps a guy from just getting absolutely hammered when you think it's not a fair catch.
We'll be back after a timeout. 14-7 Cards. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our low prices. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Did you know the Jeff Weiler Automotive family has sold over 1 million cars in the last 50 years? And we've been in Louisville for over 40 years. And did you know we've been voted the top company to work for annually since 2009? Visit Jeff Weiler Toyota in Clarksville, Jeff Weiler Nissan, the Jeff Weiler Honda Automall, and Mercedes-Benz of Louisville, or at Weiler.com. Jeff Weiler, official corporate partner of the Louisville Cardinals.
Join us at Roosters this Wednesday for the Jeff Brom Show, presented by Collier Law Firm. We'll be there Wednesday night from 7 to 8 to talk Cardinal football. Going out and meet the coach and a couple of players. At Roosters, a fun casual joint this coming Wednesday, the Fern Creek location. The Jeff Brom Show brought to you by Collier Law Firm. Paul Rogers, Craig Swalbeck, Jody Zedling in Miami. 14-7. Louisville has come up with 2 interceptions of Carson Beck. Unfortunately, they've not really been able to capitalize on it. They ended up punting the ball away both times.
And both interceptions have just been incredible catches.
Yeah. They need if Louisville ever gets short wide receiver core, they got some defensive backs that might be able to fill in.
They sure doing this Louisville defense back on the field again. Doing a nice job against the run, just 20 rushing yards for Miami so far in the first half. And they have not gotten to Carson Beck much. And he's made some deep throws and did complete 2 long ones, but he's also completed 2 long ones to Louisville. They haven't been able to capitalize on them, but they've been playing very aggressive, solid, both sides of the ball.
Beck 6 of 8 for 103 yards. The 2 incompletions are interceptions. So all 8 of his balls have been caught. Miller Moss 11 of 16, 115 yards, and a touchdown.
A very good atmosphere here tonight for a Friday night game. Good weather and just a great atmosphere.
First and 10 Miami at his own 30-yard line. Gains away from us here in the second quarter. Backs on each side of Beck. And he's not going to give it. He's going to throw it out in the flat. Antonio, good tackle. Tackle to 25 on a great dive. That was Gordon that came up from backfield to make a quick lunge at the ankles and bring him down before he could escape for any real danger.
2 running backs in the backfield. They did a nice play action fake, a quick throw on the quick out to Tony. And it was an outstanding open field tackle again with 2 running backs.
Jamar Brown is the other back. He goes in motion now to the left. It's a throw to him out in the flat, grabs it on the run 35, races to the 40, and then caught before he gets the 50-yard line. And a flag comes in late, might be called back for holding.
It was the 2 receivers, Daniels and Malachi Tony, blocking, and they were blocking for a long time on the swing pass.
Holding. Offense, number 7. 10-yard penalty. And second down.
C.J. Daniels looked unhappy after the flag was thrown, and that's why. So they'll go back the other way.
And it's hard blocking in the open field because a lot of times, you know, you've got to block for a long time, even if you're not holding. It appears sometimes that you are when you've got contact for a long time. Yeah.
Moves the ball back to the 30-yard line.
That wasn't the most egregious hold either, so I'd say they're 1 for 1.
Second down. Snapped it back. Quick throw out here to the side. And there goes Tony. Look out. Tony breaks through at the 40. Tony to the 50. Tony being chased by Carter, closing in on him. Tony fighting for more. Brought down inside the 10-yard line. 63 yards on the play. Get credit for not giving up on the play, at least not giving up a touchdown. As Louisville finally called it late.
This guy's unbelievable. He caught it in traffic, a swing pass. Again, open field. They're doing open field screens, but man, what an explosive run after that.
Holloway eventually ran him down after missing him a couple of times, but they are deep in Louisville territory.
Hutchinson had a shot at it, but he's a small receiver, but he ran through a tackle and got him on the ankle. So another explosive play. Boy, they've got some weapons.
First and 10. First and goal actually at the 9 at the far end, and here is the handoff. In fact, takes it right through the middle and gets a short yardage. Tony should be a senior in high school this year. Last year, he had 1,000 yards and 17 touchdowns in high school, and that was just 7 games because then the quarterback got hurt and he moved over and played quarterback.
He is unbelievable in the open field. Size of about 2'2", Atwell, similar in stature to him.
Second and goal at the 9 for Miami, who trails in the second quarter 14-7. 3 minutes left in the quarter. Fletcher is the back. He's left of Beck. Daniels motions left. Beck standing looking, lobs it for the corner. He's going way deep for everybody. Daniels had stopped at the goal line. The pass went deep into the back of the end zone. They run many of their formations with everything pretty
condensed. I listened to their coordinator say he likes condensing the field. Gives us some different options he likes, and that time they tried to kind of almost delay Malachi Tony out of his slot position. Louisville had coverage, so Beck threw it away.
Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator here. Third and goal at the 9. Louisville leading 14-7, late in the second quarter. Beck wants to throw it again. Searching. Now run down to the right. A lot of open field, but now they're closing in on him and grab him at the 10. Oh boy, he had some space, and Quinn made a remarkable recovery to chase him down and have a field goal attempt.
When he started running, Paul, there's nothing but green grass. You're thinking, man, he's going to just run to the end zone. But positively for Louisville, Beck doesn't quite have the speed that some of the other quarterbacks. But it was Quinn or no one. I mean, there was nobody else over there.
Sometimes when you're running that hard to make up ground, the guy can slip tackle, and Quinn not only got there, but secured him, brought him down. So a great play by T.J. Quinn. 2:05, clock ticking. It looks like Miami's going to hold off and wait for the 2-minute timeout before they run a play. That's the case.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
14-7 Louisville. It appears a Miami field goal will be coming up. Take a bonus break station. Take a brief break here in Miami to start a football from their field.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our low prices. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
There are tacos, and then there's Zaxby's Chicken Finger Tacos. So what makes a Zaxby's Chicken Finger Taco a Zaxby's Chicken Finger Taco? Well, they took the famous chicken fingers and sauced them up in a soft tortilla shell. And because this is Zaxby's, you can get them in 3 flavors you love, like Chipotle Ranch, Avocado Bacon, or their all-new Buffalo Blue. Taco night hits different at Zaxby's. Zaxby's Chicken Finger Taco. Get some today. Who's got the sauce? Zaxby's.
The Cardinals lead Miami 14-7 at our 2-minute timeout of the second quarter. Miami was lining up for a field goal when we went to break. I think they would go for the field goal since it's 4th and 9, even though they are at the Louisville 9-yard line. Cardinals came out on fire here with a man early with 2 quick touchdowns to go 14-0. Miami got one back, but has not had any scoring in the second quarter. Again, Louisville's last win over top 5 teams was when they devoured Florida State 63-20 back in 2016. But overall, going on the road against top 25 teams has been a tall task for Louisville. Just 5 wins and 38 losses in that situation, but doing everything they can tonight.
Yes, they are. Isaac Brown has only 6 rushes, but 57 yards, a 28-yarders, well, at a 9.5-yard average. And Malachi Tony, the talented freshman from Miami, 4 catches for 108 yards. Without him, Miami's offense would be in a world of hurt. But he's got them up to 174 passing yards. They're ahead of Louisville now, total yards, 194 to 177.
Tony had 107 receiving yards against Florida State in the last game. That was a career high for the freshman. Now he's better than that by 1 with 108 here in the first half alone. Tony, a little guy, 5'11", 188 pounds, a freshman who, as we mentioned, could have been a high school senior this year, but classified to come here early, and they sure got a prize on him. Lost their top 6 receivers, brought in Tony, the freshman, Daniels from LSU, Marion from BYU, but they are loaded at the receiver position. Carson Beck normally has been very good. He has been picked off tonight for twice, although they forced punts after both those turnovers. Beck has completed 12 for 174 yards.
A lot of credit to Tayon Holloway for catching.
Yeah,
Tony, at the end of that, when it appeared he was going to score.
So it looked like they're going to have 7. It looks like at worst we'll get away with them getting only 3 as Carter Davis lines up for a field goal. He's 4 for 4 this year. They only attempted 5 field goals. Brett Auburn attempted 1 and made it. This will be a 27-yard attempt. Dylan Joyce, the punter, is over. Snap is there, and there's a kick on the way, and it is good. So Miami closing the gap, but Louisville still leads, and the Cards have 2 minutes to play with. 1:56 to be exactly. Louisville leads at 14-10 over the Kings.
2 minutes or 1:56 to go. Louisville 3 timeouts, so if they can get something going and some positive, you want to get a first down or 2 just so you don't give the ball back to this explosive offense, because Miami will receive the second half kickoff after Louisville get the ball to start the game. We'll check in with Jody on sideline. Jody?
We're talking about Malachi. He was high school American Heritage. He's having a homecoming game. Like, I wish he was having a homecoming game instead of having a game here. Amazing to think he was not only a reclassification, but it was like late in the process that he reclassified and decided to play college ball this year instead of high school.
Bell and Lacey back to return a kickoff. They're gone deep into the backfield for Carter Davis, into the end zone for Carter Davis. Starts his
For an injury to a defensive player.
Oh, there's a player on a knee. I get it.
That defensive player is Akeem Messidor. 26 sacks this year in his career, his second most in the country. Played his first 2 years at West Virginia, but he's on a knee, and you can't fake injuries, or you get a penalty, or you get charged a timeout. They took a timeout. He still hasn't moved. He's just sitting on one knee.
I think he was just tired. Now he's limping a little. The trainer didn't come out. The head coach came out.
I thought they called timeout. Did the officials say officials timeout?
So the clock will start again here when they blow it ready to go, which if you're Louisville, you want to gain yards, but you also don't want to give the ball back to them with any time.
Cards have a 1st and 10 with 1:21 to play. The ball is at their own 47-yard line. Coming toward us here in the corner. Kewan Brown is the back next to Moss. Kariski lined up as a fullback. Moss wants to throw it again, drifts to the right, being chased, thrown, and Bell tries to come back to it, but couldn't quite get it at the 45-yard line, at the 35-yard line.
That was the first real dangerous throw for Miller Moss tonight. He was getting a lot of pressure, and he threw it late to Bell, and Bell did come close to getting his hands on it, but it was a lot of things could have happened on that. Bell actually slipped coming back to the ball.
2nd down and 10. Ball at the 47. 1:02 left in the half. Louisville leads 14-10. Kewan Brown to the right of Miller Moss. Moss has it in the pocket, loops to the far sideline, and just a little too tall for Collins to bring in. Thought for a minute he was going to be able to stretch up and pull that in, but could not do it.
One of the few times Louisville's gone vertical. Most of their passing has been crossers, quick outs, quicker throws. Now it's that 3rd and long situation where you've got to look out for Bain. And actually, Miami has blitzed numerous times on 3rd and long, making him get rid of the ball quickly. Now Messidor is still out of the game.
3rd down and 10. Louisville is 3 of 7 on their 3rd downs tonight. Miami just gives up 27% on 3rd down on the season. Moss has Isaac Brown to his right. Miller gives it to Brown, runs to the left, and pulls away briefly, and then down at the 45 in Miami territory. He'll be about 3 yards short of a 1st down. And it'll be 4th down.
I like the idea, and it looks like Jeff's going to go for it here on 4th down. As the clock.
Well, they can run the clock down quite a ways before running the play, so if they don't make it, Miami wouldn't have a lot of time to do much, but wouldn't give them much time either to keep going if they do make it. 27 seconds, clock moving. Moss calling for it. Maybe not. Moss still standing. I don't think they're going to snap the ball.
They're going to let it run down and punt, but by doing that, it forced Miami really not to take a timeout.
Louisville, they're first. 30 seconds.
So the thinking being, since there's 12 seconds on the clock, now you can punt it to them, and they'll only have time to run a couple of plays, and they're going to have a long way to go. Hopefully, that's the way it works.
And if you're Cristobal, you really didn't want to call a timeout there, because if they are truly going to go for it and you stop the clock, that gives them more time with timeouts left themselves. So a little chess match going on back and forth there. I think Louisville will punt here. You never know, Jeff, what they're going to do.
Well, with the ball at the 45, that's even out of Nick Keller's field goal range.
Yeah, that's true. And Carson Beck can throw it a long way. So, yeah, I can. 12 seconds.
It's going to be David Chapeau to come in and punt. Tony is at the 5. You can never discount him as a swift returner, as well as a speedy wide receiver that we've seen. Not much of a rush. Kicks it high, end over end. And, it hit inside the 10. Louisville didn't quite see it in time. to make a play on the ball. They could have had a chance maybe to, but took a forward roll into the end zone. Was that Meeks, I think, was down there but didn't see the ball. Had he looked back, he could have maybe made a play on the ball and kept it from going in the end zone.
And the good thing is it took up 8 more seconds, so just one play for Miami here.
Louisville leading 14-10 and hoping to keep it that way. Going into halftime, 4 seconds left in the first half. See if Miami just tries a Hail Mary type of play or just decides to be conservative and take a knee. They will get the second half kickoff. Yeah, looks like they're just going to take a knee. Unless they do the fake spike. And nope, it's legit. There's the knee, and there's the end of the half.
Of course, this is one of those weird things where their home locker room is directly across the field, so they've got to run right past the Louisville bench.
Yeah, they have security there to keep Louisville from going to their locker room while Miami crosses in front of them to go to their locker room. And peace reigns. Halftime, Louisville 14 and Miami 10. William McDermott will take you through halftime. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Today we have 2 very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip. Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
At U of L Health Heart Hospital, our world-class network of innovative experts can heal your heart, revive it, protect your heart, and even replace it. Our academic research and groundbreaking discoveries are truly life-changing because we want you to keep following your heart wherever it leads. Here, your heart is in the right place. That's the power of you. Visit uoflhealth.org.
Hungry for made-from-scratch food? From hand-cut steaks to fall-off-the-bone ribs, Texas Roadhouse has something for everyone. Visit TexasRoadhouse.com and download the Texas Roadhouse mobile app to add your name to the wait list or place it to go order online. Fresh baked bread and honey cinnamon butter await. Texas Roadhouse is a proud sponsor of U of L Athletics. Legendary food, legendary service. Texas Roadhouse. Go Cards!
People just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check if they're going for it on 4th down before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those? Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is your Cornbread Hemp Halftime Report. Cornbread Hemp. This is the good life.
Welcome inside the Cornbread Hemp Halftime Report. Louisville trying to play spoiler over Miami's perfect season. 14-10 Cards on the road against the number 2 ranked team in the country, the Miami Hurricanes, and Louisville leading it by 4 at the break. William McDermott going to run down some of today's halftime stats brought to you by PNC. Louisville largely outplayed Miami for the most of the first half, and especially early on and in the first quarter. Cards scoring all 14 of their points in that first quarter on the first 2 drives. Miami did have a touchdown in there as well in the first quarter, and then kind of a sputtering end to the half, just 3 points combined for both teams in the second quarter, and Miami able to even out some of the stat lines a little bit. But regardless, the Cardinals 207 total yards to Miami's 193. Miller Moss 137 yards through the air, 15 completions for Miller and the touchdown to Bell. Bell already off to another excellent start. He's on pace for his 3rd consecutive 100-yard game. He has 4 catches, 59 yards, and the touchdown Colin Lacey also 4 catches, 31 yards. And then the tight end, Nate Kariski, has 2 catches for 18 yards for Louisville. How about the homecoming as well for Isaac Brown? This is probably the best we've seen from Isaac since that injury has kind of started to hobble him. But 7 carries, 65 yards, 9.3 yards a carry. He's back in his home city, and he's playing some really, really good football. On Miami's side, Carson Beck did throw 2 interceptions. Antonio Watts and Jabari Mack with the 2 picks for the Cardinals, both of them downfield shots, so Beck taking some chances down the field. And just 3 incompletions for Beck, 2 of those ending in picks. He's still completed 9 passes for 174 yards, with 108 of those yards going to the true freshman Malachi Toney, who has 4 catches and, of course, that long one of 61. This Miami offense, while it hasn't been as explosive this season as Miami offenses has been in the past, certainly tonight the explosive play has been the Hurricanes' best friend. But for Louisville, you have to give a lot of credit to how their secondary has played and the big plays when they have happened, right? You know, the 2 interceptions, they've mattered, and they've also meant a great deal. So Louisville being able to be up by 4 in this game. Cards also dominated the time of possession, right? 18 minutes Louisville had the football to Miami's 11.5 minutes, 18.5 to 11.5. So Louisville dominating with the football in their hands, and then also dominating on the ground a key early. 70 rush yards for Louisville to Miami's 19. Miami also 5 penalties for 38 yards to Louisville's 1 penalty for 15 yards. 13 first downs for Louisville, just 5 for Miami. It's good enough for a 14-10 halftime lead over the Canes on the road. Those are today's halftime stats brought to you by PNC. PNC, brilliantly boring. Going to go over some scores around the country and high school scene here in Louisville and some other college football games when we come back. We'll be back with a minute or more on the Cornbread Hemp halftime report. Cornbread Hemp, this is the good life. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro. On them, it's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
With 24 monthly bill credits on Experience Beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1/2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
You know what wins games? Preparation, smart plays, and home field advantage. Well, it turns out buying a home is no different, and Stockton Mortgage brings you that same energy to the field. With quick closings, local professionals who know the market, and loan options for every game plan, Stockton makes sure you're never left scrambling in the red zone. Ready to win the home ownership game? Huddle up with Stockton Mortgage today at Stockton.com. Stockton Mortgage, NMLS 8259, NMLSConsumerAccess.org, Equal Housing Lender.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Louisville. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Cornbread Hemp halftime report. William McDermott, halftime of Louisville and Miami. 14-10 Cardinals leading it on the road against the nation's number 2 ranked team. Some other scores around college football. One other game going on in the FBS. Number 25 Nebraska visiting Minnesota. No score end of the first quarter there. And then later tonight, San Jose State will face Utah State at 9, and then North Carolina out to California for the nightcap at 10:30. 30. In the Kentucky and Louisville metro area high school scene, a few scores to update you on. DeSales taking on Central 18-7 Central in the third quarter. Crawford County, this is Indiana, taking on Clarksville, 8-0 Crawford County over Clarksville. And then also St. X and North Hardin. St. X has taken over this one, 21-7 in the third quarter there here in Louisville. Jeffersonville hosting Jennings County in southern Indiana, 21-7 Jeffersonville at halftime. Also around the Louisville area, Trinity demolishes Eastern High School 37-0. Actually, that game's still going on. It's still the second quarter there again in town. Down in Miami, it's 14-10 Louisville. Some final thoughts coming before the start of the second half. This is the Cornbread Hemp Halftime Report. Cornbread Hemp, this is the good life, and this is Louisville Cardinals Sports Radio Network from Learfield.
Trade for the best. Honda's, the most awarded brand in car driver 10 best history. Save thousands on a new Honda today with 0.99% financing. Get more for your trade and save on the best gas, hybrid, and EV vehicles with financing as low as 0.99% APR on a new Honda like a 2025 Ridgeline. Visit your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval offer ends 11/3/25.
Hey there, Cardinals fans. Your home deserves top-tier care and attention. That's why you can count on Southern Roofing and Renovations, your trusted local roofing expert. From the moment they arrive to the final inspection, Southern Roofing provides a guided experience from start to finish. Whether it's a quick repair or a full roof replacement, they've got you covered with the dedication and quality you can rely on. Visit southernrnr.com and see the Southern difference for yourself.
Credit where credit is due to Jeff Brom and Louisville for going into Miami. They're leading it at halftime, 14-10. Welcome back inside the Cornbread Hemp Halftime Report. William McDermott taking you through the halftime break. And it all started on that opening drive for Louisville, marching down the field, the fake field goal inside the 10-yard line. Chapeau, the punter, able to take it to the goal line. Louisville eventually punches it in with the Miller-Moss quarterback sneak. And then the very next drive, Cards get the football back, and Chris Bell, 35 yards out on a crossing route for the score. Since then, Louisville hasn't scored, so 14 first-quarter points. Miami has been able to score and answer back a little bit, making it just a one-possession game. The Canes will receive to start the second half, but boy, Miami has been challenged today by this Louisville team that came to play. They have largely outplayed the Hurricanes, outgaining them on the ground 70-19, Louisville is, and they've also gotten 8 more first downs than the second-ranked team in the country. Setting up for an excellent second half of football coming up next. It'll be Paul Rogers and Craig Swabek with some thoughts, and then the start of the second half with Miami set to receive. The halftime score, Louisville leads it on the road over the second-ranked Miami Hurricanes, 14-10. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Blue Oval SK is proud to be part of the Kentucky community. We're not just here for today. We're investing in the Commonwealth for the long haul, bringing new opportunities and advanced battery technology to the region. We're building more than just batteries. We're building a stronger future for Kentucky, a future powered by innovation and driven by our commitment to this community. Discover more about Blue Oval SK and our vision for the future at blueovalsk.com/Kentucky.
Hey Cards fans, this is Tony Collier with the Collier Law Firm. If you get injured, whether it's in the car or on the job, call us. We're your law firm located right here in my hometown of Louisville. All of our attorneys have experience working for the insurance companies. That means we already got the other side's playbook. And unlike some of those big law firms, our attorney fees start out at 25% because at the Collier Law Firm, we got your back, not your wallet. So when you get injured, call your law firm and go Cards.
When life feels overwhelming, it's okay to reach out for help. At Reclaim Recovery Louisville, we provide personalized, compassionate care for men with Kentucky Medicaid who are ready to take the next step. We're a proud sponsor of the Louisville Cardinals, and just like the Cards, We believe in strength, teamwork, and second chances. Don't wait. Visit ReclaimRecoveryLouisville.com today. Reclaim Recovery Louisville. Professional care, personal hope.
14-10 lead over Miami at halftime. The Hurricanes kicked a late field goal to get it to within this margin. Louisville scored quickly. Well, we saw everything but the kitchen sink, Craig. Among the things Louisville did tonight, they ran a fake punt that got them down to the 1-yard line on the first touchdown. They ran a play in which there were 3 quarterbacks on the field. None of them lined up as a quarterback.
That's right. Yep.
That's the kind of stuff we saw. As Coach Brom had mentioned, you got to be aggressive, and he really threw caution to the wind and really knocked Miami back for a loop. But to their credit, Miami seemed to recover, and it was only a 3-0 second quarter. Miami got the 3 points right before halftime.
Both teams kind of recovered. Miami recovered. Then they got very aggressive with those 2 long pass plays, but after they scored, Louisville's defense has recovered. They did a nice job of holding them to a field goal. It was huge when Holloway caught Tony down inside the 10-yard line, and they were able to hold them off for just a 3-point field goal.
Louisville had 207 total yards to Miami's 193. Carson Beck completed 9 of 12 throws for 174 yards and 2 touchdowns. Pittsburgh is the only team this year who has completed more than 200 yards of passes. They threw for 259. But this Miami offense has been, by Miami standards, held fairly much in check by Louisville. We have felt all along that Louisville's defense has been the strength of this team and continues to be tonight, but we certainly saw a lot of creative offense out of Jeff Brom and the Cardinals in that first half of play. 30 more minutes to go. Miami will receive the second half kickoff. We'll get an update from Jody Demling before that second half kickoff. All good on the injury front as far as we know, and we'll be right back. 14-10, Louisville at halftime over second-ranked Miami. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
Fall is in season at Kohl's, and you know what that means. Pumpkins, plaid, and anything that smells like cinnamon. This week, take an extra 20% off decor, home furnishings, bedding, and more. So whether fall is your entire personality or you're just a casual pumpkin enthusiast, the deals at Kohl's are here for your seasonal style. Select styles, some exclusions apply. 20% offer ends October 19th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Thinking about digging, planting a tree, putting up a fence? Hold that shovel. Before you break ground, head to Kentucky811.org or call 811. It's quick, it's free, and yep, it's the law. Submit your request online or call before you dig. Member utility pros will mark where the underground lines are. Don't risk the injury, service outages, penalties, or costly repairs. Safety is in your hands. 811 before you dig. Sponsored by the Kentucky Public Service Commission.
Around here, it's all or nothing. And Toyota has more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else. Like the best-selling Toyota Camry. Now through November 3rd, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 Camrys. Or lease a new 26 Camry LE for $279 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Louisville fans, Papa John's has your tailgate feast covered with the Game Day Bundle, where you can order 2 or more large one-topping pizzas for $10.99 each. Get your L's up and choose from a large original, thin, or New York-style crust. Then add your favorite topping like pepperoni, mushrooms, sausage, or bacon. Enjoy 2 large one-topping pizzas on original, thin, or New York-style crust for $10.99 each with the Game Day Bundle. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Go Cards!
You've been listening to the Cornbread Hemp Halftime Report. Cornbread Hemp. This is the good life.
Louisville 14, Miami 10 at halftime. We were kind of going back over our memories, success that Jeff Brom coach teams have had against highly ranked teams. I believe while I was at Purdue, they beat 3 really highly ranked teams. Ohio State, and I want to say Iowa and Michigan State were the other 2. So just that it's not without precedent for Louisville to play well against a ranked team. Louisville on top of number 2 Miami. You mentioned, Craig, earlier on, Miami was one of the few teams in the country that had never trailed in a game yet, and then they fell behind Florida State early 3-0.
Yeah, briefly.
And then they went on and won that game fairly handily. The final score, 28-22, was closer than that game was. They had it well in hand till the end. Well, they've been behind 30 minutes here tonight.
they have, and this is a Miami team that's immensely talented, and it's new for them to play like this, but I would venture a guess they will not go quietly here with this home crowd and the expectations they have and where they're sitting at number 2. And a lot of people say, they've got 3 wins against ranked teams. They should be number 1 because Ohio State doesn't have 3 wins against ranked teams. And this is just a great showing in the first half for Louisville. You're the only game on. People are talking about it, I'm sure, on Twitter and highlight upset alerts and all that. There's a lot of football to be played, but Louisville has, whatever you call it, when you take a punch or the guy misses a little, that 3 points at the end looked like a for sure touchdown that Miami would score, and that was good to hold them to 3 points.
Yeah, big play by TJ Quinn to stop him short of the goal line. They settled for the 3. There's a little bit of a stigma still with Miami about not being able to complete the deal as good as they were last year. They had those 2 late losses, and that has happened to them for a while now. It didn't used to be that way back in the heyday of Miami, and they certainly want to break that perception and carry on through the rest of the season. If they were to stumble here tonight, in the eyes of Miami fans, they might start thinking that way.
Yeah, and if you're Miami looking at it, their offensive line, Carson Beck hasn't been hit. No hurries, no sacks. They're not on the quarterback. But Louisville's doing a nice job in the running game, just giving up 19 yards rushing. And Miami really wants to run the ball first. So Louisville's forcing them to throw, and they are having some success throwing the ball. But Miami's defense has recovered nicely, too. After those first couple drives where Louisville had them on their heels, they shut Louisville out in the second quarter.
Miami runs the ball for 160 yards per game. Here comes the kickoff from Nick Heller. And this one is high and not as deep. He's going to field it and run out of there from the 2. He's up to the 10. Slows to the 15 and then caught from behind at the 20-yard line. And a flag comes flying in late. They used 2 zeros as returners. Yeah. I think that was Marion, the wide receiver, on that return.
During the return, holding, receiving team, number 41.
Well, the referee must have grabbed Jody's mic.
He got Jody's mic. Is everything being piped
I hope
up
Jody got his.
Jody, can you hear us yet? You down there?
I'm down here, guys. I don't know if you can hear me.
We can. Great.
He got my mic. I switched with him at halftime. But the message for Louisville in this half was just keep playing hard, keep playing smart, keep playing hard. Jeff Brom excited that they haven't made turnovers and they haven't made a lot of penalties.
Jody sounds a little out of breath. That's because he paid a visit to us, and it's a long way to get back down to the field from here. And I think we caught him probably just at the end of that dash. But that penalty is going to knock him back to the 9-yard line. 1st and 10, Miami, who trails starting the third quarter by a score of 14-10. Carson Beck has Fletcher, the running back, behind him. Fletcher is standing on the 2-yard line. Receiver motions to the right. That's the tight end, actually. Here's a give to Fletcher. Squeezes through a little hole, and then Louisville squeezes him down, led by Garrard at the 12-yard line. Gain of about 3.
Louisville's utilizing what's called stemming the defensive line just a fraction before the ball snapping. They're moving, so if you're over the guard in center, they're shifting. One guy moves over the guard, the other one over the center, and it's confusing Miami a little bit in their run scheme.
Back of the ball just barely past the 11, I can tell, because they're at our end of the field for the moment. Here's Beck back to throw. A lot of time. Looking, still looking, still looking. Somebody get to him. Now he throws, and it is incomplete. Broken up when they tried to go to Tony, and Louisville had him bracketed, and they were able to knock the ball away. But my goodness, you can't give a quarterback like that much time to throw.
They're going to need to substitute because the D-line's tired. That play went on for like 7 or 8 seconds. He just
and they never got close to him.
No, he stayed in the pocket, and at one point he did have Tony on a quick out pattern, but he wanted to go deep.
3rd down and 8. Fletcher the back to left of Beck. 3 receivers bunched together out to the right. Beck drops back, steps up, now starts to run, and he's pulled down as he crosses the 15-yard line for a gain of 5. Quinn chased him down, and looks like it's going to be a punt coming up on Miami's first possession of the second half.
Quinn almost baited him into that. He kind of dropped into coverage, but he was spying the quarterback as all the receivers were out wide. He had no immediate threat, and as soon as Beck stepped up and tried to run, Quinn was right there, and he jerked him down in the open field.
A nice time for a big punt return from Colin Lacey, who has 2 punt return touchdowns this year. Dylan Joyce, the punter, a long of 51 this season. Louisville looks eager to come after them. Here's the snap. He rolls out to the right, and he gets away a good end-over-end punt. Lacey backing up inside the 30. Momentum takes it back to the 25. Now turns upfield and tripped up right away as he crosses the 35-yard line. A 54-yard punt, longest of the year by Joyce. Lacey brought it back 6 yards. Louisville, since they were backed up so far, Miami still is going to get some pretty good field position out of it about the 35-yard line. We didn't have time to get a quick injury update from Jody, so let's do that now.
Guys, it's a Miami injury update. Mesidor went to the locker room early in the half, or late in the half, before the team did, but he is back out there, and the TV was told that he is good to go.
Yeah, remember, he's stayed on a knee for quite a while. 1st and 10 Cards. First possession of the second half. They lead 14-10. Miller Moss waits for the snap with Brown to his right. Fakes to Brown, throws to Bell, slanting over the middle, grabs it and tackled at the 50-yard line for a 14-yard pickup.
If you could be on our angle, he ran that slant. Miller Moss whipped the ball that was about a yard outside of the framework of his body. And to catch a ball like that is so difficult, and Bell made it catch right in stride.
Bell has 5 catches for 59 yards. He's been over 100 in each of the last 2 games. 1st and 10 Cardinals. Snap. Play fake. A throw again. This one grabbed by Collins, and he hangs on to it inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line for about a 12-yard gain. Covered by Poyser, who made the tackle. That was a well-thrown ball, but he did have to reach behind him a little bit to bring that in. So Miller's getting some help from his receivers. Moss has completed 17 of 24 passes.
He sure is. 2 plays in a row right directly at us. We could see the flight of the ball, and I see Chris Bell checking out. They're working on his hamstring or his pants. I hope it's a uniform issue on the sideline.
Miller Moss waits for the ball. Brown is to his right. Brown will get it this time, sweeping to the left, trying to get outside at the 40, 35, and out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Picked up 7 on that run by Isaac Brown. Louisville running the ball better tonight than they have in a while. They're up at about 77 rushing yards. Chris Bell over 70 himself. It's been a while since he had a 100-yard rushing game.
Outside stretch play, and he found a little crack and hit that crack hard and made it to the outside. He's really picked up some speed, so the 2 weeks off has been huge for Isaac Brown.
Officially, they give him 6 because it's 2nd down and 4. Brown lines up behind Miller Moss this time. Here's the snap. Moss gives it to Brown, tries the middle and doesn't find much there. And Jody has an update, tentative at least, on Chris Bell. Jody?
Yeah, guys, he's with the medical staff right on the bench, and they're using the little gun to kind of stretch out or like massage his left hamstring. He's trying to work it out right now, but it's a left hamstring for Chris Bell.
3rd and 3, Louisville from the 30-yard line of Miami. Moss wants to throw it. Throws against the blitz and intercepted, and they got it going the other way. Surely not another one. Nope, they tackle him at the 40-yard line. Intercepted by Thompson. The blitz came right up the middle. Moss had to get rid of it quickly and threw the pick.
He went for that quick throw over the middle, and either a miscommunication or he shouldn't have thrown it where he did. And boy, is Jeff lighting him up on the sideline.
Building on the field of an interception.
Scott was that bounced. Yeah, that's not a pick.
It bounced, and Kariski actually tipped it to the guy, so it wasn't nearly as bad for Moss as I thought originally. But yeah, it's an obvious bounce.
He had Scott barreling in right at him, and it was it put the pressure on, but it was a risky throw, and they're going to get away with it. Louisville's going to get away with it not being an interception. That was clearly, they're reviewing it, but clearly the ball bounced something around first.
They have that blitz on 3rd down now, though, where they're looping a linebacker underneath, and it is hitting him every time. Nobody is blocking 0. He goes inside the defensive end. I mean, that ball bounced like a shortstop picking up a ball.
Yeah, there's no question about that.
But they're going to have to do something on that particular blitz, because that's 3 times that Moss has gotten hit by 0. I believe it's 0 every time, hasn't it been, Scott?
I think so, yeah. He's come through several times. Again, they have 2 zeros, and they have 2 Scotts.
Further review, the pass was incomplete. It's 4th down.
It was Keontae Scott, the nickelback. They also have Justin Scott.
2 zeros and 2 Scots.
Then on the other side of the ball, they got a 0 in Keelan Marriott. It does get confusing sometimes. But Louisville still has the ball, leading 14-10.
And the good news is they're in field goal range.
And it's going to be Ranvier lining up on 4th and 3.
And if you're Miami, how hard do you rush it after they've already faked 1 tonight?
This will be a 47-yard attempt. He hit 1 from 50, you remember. Not tonight, but earlier. And here is the kick. It's got the distance, and he got it. And Louisville extends the lead. Ranvier is now 10 of 11 in field goals this year. And we'll take a timeout with Louisville extending the lead over Miami. 17-10, the Cardinals lead it. 10:58 to play in the 3rd quarter. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Hungry for made-from-scratch food? From hand-cut steaks to fall-off-the-bone ribs, Texas Roadhouse has something for everyone. Visit TexasRoadhouse.com and download the Texas Roadhouse mobile app to add your name to the wait list or place it to go order online. Fresh baked bread and honey cinnamon butter await. Texas Roadhouse is a proud sponsor of U of L Athletics. Legendary food, legendary service. Texas Roadhouse. Go Cards!
Today's game is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Feeling great starts with a great shave, and a great shave starts with Barbasol's thick and rich moisturizing lather. Start your day off right with Barbasol. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Did you know the Jeff Weiler Automotive family has sold over 1 million cars in the last 50 years? And we've been in Louisville for over 40 years. And did you know we've been voted the top company to work for annually since 2009? Visit Jeff Weiler Toyota in Clarksville, Jeff Weiler Nissan, the Jeff Weiler Honda Automall, and Mercedes-Benz of Louisville, or at Weiler.com. Jeff Weiler, an official corporate partner of the Louisville Cardinals.
Hey Cards fans, this is Scott Radcliffe, former wide receiver and Sugar Bowl champion, and now an official real estate partner of our Louisville Cardinals. Just like hard work and determination helped me live my childhood dream playing for the Cards, I bring the same drive and commitment to helping you with your real estate goals. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, my team and I are here to deliver results with the same championship mindset. So Cards fans, when it comes to real estate, trust one of your own. I'm Scott Radcliffe, and I'd love to go to work for you.
Paul Rogers with Craig Swabeck in the booth. Jody Dunley is downstairs at Hard Rock Stadium on the sideline. The Louisville Cardinals have just kicked a field goal to extend the lead. We have 10:58 left in the 3rd quarter. It is 17-10. Miami received the second half kickoff. Louisville forced a punt, and the Cards came back with a field goal. A short drive, just 6 plays and 34 yards with the 48-yard field goal from Cooper Ranvier. The freshman is 10 of 11 on field goals this year.
Louisville up to 241 yards in this game, and the key stat there is they've outrushed Miami 77-26, and 0 turnovers for Louisville and 2.
Yep, 2 interceptions the Cards have come up with tonight. Miami still has not lost a fumble this year, but they have thrown a total of 6 interceptions, all of them by Carson Beck. After each of the turnovers tonight, though, Miami's defense did hold Louisville, so no serious damage done.
Another positive note for Louisville, 1 penalty for 15 yards, and that was kind of an iffy call on Chris Bell on a defenseless player block, so they've been very clean on that. Miami, on the other hand, 6 for 48.
Marion back to return a kickoff. Should he be able to? Everything's gone deep. Actually, he did return the last one. This one does go deeper, though, and out of the end zone.
We've been somewhat fortunate because we're about 100 yards from the field, and we've got quite a bit of action at this end of the field. That was really neat, those two balls back-to-back that Miller Moss threw right on our angle.
Yes.
And you can see how...
The one different and in a good way of this awkward position is occasionally you do kind of get that unusual angle where you can see a ball squeezing through a slot.
And Chris Bell, unfortunately, as Jody tells us, is in the injury tent. That slant pattern he made that great catch on, he has not been back in since.
1st and 10 from the 25. Beck has backs on each side. Motions one of them out to the right, throws quickly to the left, and he's falling down but pulls it in at the 29-yard line for a short gain to the tight end, Elijah Lofton. He's their top receiving tight end. He had 11 catches before tonight. That's his first one tonight.
Quick diagonal throw, just a quick little play to the tight end as they have two backs in the backfield quite a bit since the first quarter. They hadn't shown that this year.
Both Shamar Brown and Jordan Lyle. And Lyle motions out to the right. It goes to Brown, skips to the left, and continues and lunges to the 35-yard line.
Nice little jump over the pile kind of that time. Didn't look like there was much there. Brown stepped over a would-be tackler and got some positive yards in.
It's going to be 3rd and 1. Back of the ball just at the 33-yard line on the left hash. Daniels heads out wide to the right. Lofton, a tight end on the left with Bowman. Both the tight ends on the left right behind the tackle there. Now Bowman motions. Here's the handoff, and he does get enough for the first down, I think. Not significantly more than that, but first down for Miami.
Yeah, they lined up the tight ends in double wing, and they pulled them back as lead blockers, and they ran it right over the center. Just got a little push there in the middle, and the receivers checked back in the game.
Shamar Brown was the leading freshman receiver, rusher at BCS North Dakota State last year. Transferred to Miami. They get them from everywhere, don't they?
They sure do.
Who doesn't want
got a lot to sell.
Trees, especially in North Dakota. Miami must really sound nice. And now Brown motions out to the right. Back to throw. Pressure off the edge, but they don't get there in time. And incomplete pass as Daniels got pummeled on the catch. That was Hutchinson delivered a wicked blow and started the ball loose.
Hutchinson's hurt also.
For an injury to an offensive player.
Hutchinson made it to the sideline, but it was one of those, it was a slant, and there was a player behind Daniels, so he was about to catch, and then out of nowhere, Hutchinson came, and I don't think it was targeting him. You couldn't tell, but man, did both guys.
It looked to me like it was a shoulder hit because it looked like Hutchinson was favoring the shoulder a little bit as he went off the field, and Daniels is still down on the field, and we're going to take a timeout. Let's take a quick look at this on the replay. It's definitely a shoulder hit. It's clean. But both players came up hurting on that one. We'll take a break. Louisville leads 17-10 over Miami with 9:07 to play in the third quarter. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
The Galt House Hotel is ready to be your legendary Louisville destination. We have your answer to that long overdue date night or reunion with friends. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner in Walker's Exchange, dinner with waterfront views at Swizzle, or happy hours before the big game at Down One Bourbon Bar, your visit will be nothing short of legendary at the Galt House Hotel, the official hotel partner of the Louisville Cardinals.
People just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check Kirk Herbstreit's pregame analysis first, before talking to your brother-in-law.
In this game, the key thing to watch will be the offensive line versus the front seven. If they can get pressure without blitzing, this could be a long night.
Okay, Kirk.
I know stuff.
Ooh, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
How would you like to be able to listen to us while you're watching the game on TV with the sound and video synced up? Well, you can do that in the comfort of your home. Go to stmygame.com and find out how. Louisville up 17-10 over Miami. Both players are now back to the respective benches. Daniels it took longer to get up, but Jody, you got a couple of Louisville guys trying to get back into the game, right?
Yeah, D'Angelo Hutchinson's in the injury tent with the medical staff. It looked like a shoulder when he went in there. He was kind of favoring that shoulder. Chris Bell came out of the injury tent, and he's on a bike at the other end. He's probably, the beach might be closer to you than Chris Bell is right now on this bike. He's down in the corner, but he is, looks like he's going to try to give it a go. He's got like a heat wrap on his hamstring, and he's on a bike.
Miami looking at 2nd down and 10 from their own 36-yard line.
That was just a wicked hit by Hutchinson on that slant pattern. It's one of those skinny posts, somewhat of a slant. Had he caught it and gotten out the backside, it would have been a huge play because the guy covering Daniels was on his hip. But, man, out of nowhere came Hutchinson.
Jarred the ball loose, what would have been a significant gain. Hutchinson's a senior from St. Petersburg, Florida. Louisville's leading tackler this year, came in with 32, a career high 11 last week. And we're actually talking with Coach Brom on the pregame about him because here's a guy who didn't transfer. He has stayed, and he's just gotten better and better steadily throughout his career, and now playing a big role for the Cardinals, and hopefully he's not sidelined for the night. Miami lines up to go. Again, they've got both Brown and Lyle in the backfield on either side of Carson Beck. 2 wideouts right. Brown motions to the right. Beck throws a short one over the middle. It's grabbed by Tony. They want to get him into open space, but he can't because he's caught from behind. After a 6-yard gain, Conga wouldn't let him escape, fortunately.
Big play by
Takes your breath away every time you see open field around him.
Yeah, they faked it to the running back. They're running this almost exclusively. 2 running backs, 1 motions out. They did a little underneath screen to Tony as he slipped back underneath with the lineman releasing. A great job starting the pass rush and then reversing and covering ground.
5th catch by the freshman Tony, who has a career high 113 yards tonight. It's still 3rd down and 6, however. Tony motions out to the right, keeps going, putting 3 receivers right together out there. Brown is to the left of Beck. They throw out wide to Tony and can't shake free. Louisville covers him nicely and brings him down. Hutchinson again on the play, so good to see him back out on the field after the injury a while ago. Some wicked hitting going on out there.
There really is. And outside that time, Jamari Mack blew up. They had a little diamond formation there, and the blocker that came to him, Mack was able to run right through it, and then so he had to run over top of the receiver that was on the ground trying to block.
Here comes another punt from Dylan Joyce.
And that was actually Daniels back in the game for Miami. So Hutchinson and Daniels both returned.
Joyce waits at the 25-yard line. Bell standing inside the 30. Joyce rolls to the right with that rugby kick. Knocks it out there end over end. And he's going to catch it inside the 10 and inside the 5 and down there. 56-yard punt. He just bettered his earlier career high 54. That's one that maybe he should have just let go.
Yeah, it may have made the end zone. Louisville's going to be pinned inside the 10, about the 7-yard line. But here's a guy that's had his career best 2 times in a row. Really good coverage, too, by the snapper.
Yeah, it was. So I'm checking, Jody. You said Chris Bell is back out there?
Out there, guys. Yes, he is.
So that's good, considering the game Bell is having. 5 catches for 72 yards, but Louisville backed up deep. And flags before anything happens. Louisville, I think, has got an extra player out there.
Legal substitution, offense, 12 players in formation. Half the distance to the goal. It's first down.
Who's the extra player, Jody?
It was Chris Bell, guys. He ran from the sideline where he was getting treatment all the way out there, and Dakari Collins was still out there as well. So the guys got mixed and confused. Chris Bell just wanted to get back in this game.
Well, now this moves them back to the 13-yard line, or back to the 4-yard line. 1st and 13. Louisville leading in the game, 17-10. Moss takes a snap, gives off to Brown, cuts ahead, a twist past the 10 and out to almost the 15-yard line. That was a quick hitter by Isaac Brown. He looks so much better than he has in recent weeks.
He does, and they're giving him cracks. I mean, against Virginia, there was nowhere to go with the ball, and that time the right side, Musa at guard, and then the center, Nigra, actually pulled. And there was a nice little hole for Isaac Brown.
Miller getting a start at right tackle, and he helped pave the way there as well. 2nd down and 6 now from the 12-yard line. Moss has Brown to his right. Moss drops straight back, throws out here. Bell grabs it. They've got him around the shoulders, and he has a first down out near the 20-yard line.
He's so big and strong, even if he's not 100% full speed, you can do the stop pattern. He ran about 9 yards, and the DB was trying to be physical. Chris just stopped and bodied him away from the ball. Good timing.
1st and 10 Cardinals at the 20. 6.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Louisville leading 17-10. Miami's won 10 straight at home. Their last loss was to Louisville here 2 years ago. That 10-game home streak is currently the 4th longest in the country. Skinner, formerly from Miami, Louisville's tight end, motions to the left and stops. Moss gives it off to Brown. They stop him this time. Flag late. Flag thrown right at the 20-yard line on this side.
Aggressive blitz that time. They're using outside linebacker blitz that time, number 3.
Messidor, was it him?
Holding, offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty. It's first down.
Called it on Mame Musa.
So Louisville, who just had 1 penalty, 2 penalties on this drive.
Yeah, Musa had him wrapped up pretty good.
That was a good call. It was the late
Kobe
blitz.
Thomas coming on safety blitz, and he just got grabbed and pulled down.
That's their favorite blitz. They continue to loop him inside on the guard as the defensive end gets up the field.
1st and 20 now. Far away from us, from way back at the 10-yard line. Moss waiting at the 5-yard line. Brown a bit behind him and to the right. Moss looks to throw. Now being chased, rolling right, still rolling, is going to throw this one away.
Yep, play action fake, quick slant. The slant wasn't there, so there's no real second option on that one.
So it's going to be 3rd and 20. Excuse me, 2nd and 20.
Crowd's alive. They're standing here at Hard Rock Stadium.
Line of scrimmage is the Cardinals' 10-yard line. They lead 17-10. 2 wide outs to the far left, 1 out to the right. Back motions out. Moss throws to him, and it's high and overthrown. It was Lacey, and Miller just let one sail on him, and now it's 3rd and long.
And that was one they just wanted to get a little bit back. No pressure on him that time, just a throw to the left flat to Lacey. Yeah, that one just got away from him.
Moss stands there with hands on his head saying, why don't misfire on that one. He's 18 of 28, 172 yards and a touchdown. 3rd and 20 from the 10. Will they blitz him again? Moss standing, loops one, caught at the 10, out to the 20-yard line. Decent gain, got him out of an immediate hole anyway. A gain of about 11 on a little looping pass to Kewan Brown. It'll be 4th down.
One of the better executed screen plays for Louisville. 3rd and 20. You don't want to do anything crazy. They did get a nice little soft screen pass to the left, got some yards back. You're not kicking out of the end zone.
This will be Schwartz with the punt, standing at the 7-yard line. He'll punt it to the ever dangerous Tony. Schwartz brings in the snap of the knees, kicks it out of there. And Tony runs over and fields it on a fair catch at the 45-yard line of Miami. 33 yards on that punt with no return. Miami will take possession, trailing in the game 17-10 with 4:43 to play in the 3rd quarter, and we will take a timeout. You're listening to Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Cards fans, playing in the ACC takes grit and determination with a reliable team backing you up. Same goes for your trash service. That's why so many rely on Rumpke Waste and Recycling. We've been in the game for more than 90 years, and our playbook is all about dependable service. Need an open-top dumpster for a job site? A container for your business? Trash and recycling service at your home? There's only one team, Rumpke. Learn more and start service today at rumpke.com. Rumpke, waste and recycling done right.
You know First Urology, but did you know that we've treated more men with ED than all others in the Kentuckiana area combined? So don't go to one of those high-priced clinics. Come to First Urology and see a board-certified urologist. We have the latest technologies, including Eurowave, which uses acoustic energy. Eurowave works even when other treatments have failed. So schedule a free consultation today by visiting www.eurowavelouisville.com. That's www.eurowavelouisville.com. First Urology. Get checked.
Miami has possession back after forcing another Louisville punt, but the Cardinals on top of second-ranked Miami, 17-10. We have 4:43 to play in the third quarter. Total yards, Louisville 269, Miami 215. Louisville jumped on Miami early in this game, scoring 2 quick touchdowns and going up 14-0. Been pretty much an even game since. Miami kicked a field goal right at the end of the first half to cut it to 14-3, and then Louisville has added the only 3 points of this half for the 17-10 lead.
And Miami's one scoring drive kind of takes your breath away. 2 30-plus yard throws. They were just beautiful throws, and Louisville did a pretty good job on the goal line defense, and then Fletcher got in on 3rd and goal. Since then, they've kept them out of the end zone.
I started to say I can't say enough about how well the Louisville defense has played. It just, you always feel like Miami's kind of a powder keg. You know, can they keep it under wraps or not?
Yeah, especially with the home crowd, because this is a different atmosphere, one notch higher than they've been. And I'm just looking down. Miami's only got 6 first downs. I mean, this has been an offensive juggernaut this year.
16 for Louisville, by contrast. Louisville 3 of 10 on 3rd down. Miami 2 of 6.
And it's been a physical game, both sides. Both sides have played hard. There's tremendous pursuit to the ball by both defenses. It's chippy at times, which you would expect a lot of players from South Florida on this Louisville team.
Miami has it at their own 45-yard line. D'Angelo Hutchison is back after going out briefly with an injury. I don't think Chris Bell came back in that series, did he, Jody?
That's for 11 yards.
That's right.
On there, but he did. He went right back off, Paul, to the training staff, and they continue to work on that hamstring. And he's kind of sitting on the bike right now, getting massaged while trying to ride the bike to stretch it out a little bit.
Fletcher, the running back, motions out to the left, leaving an empty backfield for Beck. Beck reaches forward, gets it, throws quickly out here, and grabbed immediately. Watts was just all over that play and buried Keelan Martin right after he made the grab for maybe a loss of a yard.
Yeah, they tried to run a wide receiver quick throw as type of a running play, and I believe they had Malachi Toney trying to block Antonio Watts, and that was just an absolute mismatch.
Here's a snap to Beck. He's going to fake it to Fletcher. Now step to the side and fire one downfield, and that one is grabbed. There's a penalty flag.
Might be roughing the passer. We'll see. It was a late flag. And
it went to Marion, so after no gain the previous play, Marion gets that one.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 23. 15-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
Wesley Bailey with an illegal hit, so Miami getting a little bit of a break that they needed, and now they're in Louisville territory and stepping it off further after that catch.
Oh yeah, that was late, so good call. And unfortunately, Louisville has not been able to get any pressure at all on Beck, which is the 4-man rush.
So this is going to move it down to the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 Miami. Hurricanes trailing 17-10. They've been behind the whole game after being behind for only a few minutes the entire season before tonight. Both tight ends shift over to the left. Beck brings a receiver toward him and on by, and now he throws it to that receiver. It's going to be a double pass. Nope, Toney now takes off running. Toney wiggles ahead. Now they force him out of bounds. I mentioned Toney played some quarterback last year as a high school senior when their quarterback got hurt, and I'm pretty sure, it's hard to tell from this angle, I'm pretty sure that was a backwards pass, and he was going to throw it.
Yep. It was well covered, but yes, you're right. They set that up. Toney went in motion all the way across the formation, and then a quick lateral pass. Nice job by Lubin out there. They really forced him. He wouldn't have had time to throw it had he set up any longer. Great speed by Lubin to get out there.
Just a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8. Again, the 2 backs on each side of Beck. And Beck hands it to Fletcher. He tries the middle. Louisville pretty much clogs that up. And he stood up. They haven't blown the whistle yet. Now everybody's pushing the pile. And finally he goes down. I just don't quite understand these extended whistles.
Yeah, I mean, they just kind of invite some kind of late hit. And if you're Louisville, they're not going to blow the whistle. Someone has to come into that pile late and do something, because they had him stopped, and then he regained his momentum, and they just let it keep going.
So he picked up 6. It's 3rd down and 2. Miami is just 2 of 6 on their 3rd downs tonight after coming into the game at 47%. When Louisville played them last year, they were like 60% on 3rd downs. They were quite the dynamic offense a year ago. Not quite up to that standard, but there's a flag, and I think the left guard moved.
Well, when they've got everybody squeezed in from just a yard or so outside the tackle.
Offense number 63, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Samson Okunlola, that's hurtful. They have had, what is that now? That's 7 penalties for Miami. Although the penalty yardage until that one was pretty even.
Yeah, Louisville 4 for 44. Theirs have been a couple personal fouls.
So now it's 3rd and 7 for the Hurricanes from the Louisville 23-yard line. Fletcher is to the left of Beck. 1 wide receiver is Daniels. Beck searching. Pass batted down. Couldn't tell for sure who got the hand up.
And that's not easy.
Might have been Conga.
Not easy to do, because Beck's a tall guy with long arms. He really gets that ball up high, and it was 2 guys.
It was.
Were right there. Both defensive tackles were there. Perry was one of them.
I believe, well, Perry and Conga both on that replay looked like it went between the 2 of them, but the ball definitely was deflected, and it's going to be a field goal attempt coming up. This will be from 41 yards for Carter Davis. Ball is down. Ooh, Louisville had somebody come across and try to block it, but they couldn't get to it, and he knocks it through. And Miami narrows the gap. Haven't caught up yet, though. It's 17-13. A 4-point lead for Louisville with 1:51 to play in the 3rd quarter. Miami scoring drive 6 plays, just 32 yards. And it's a 41-yard field goal to make it 17-13. Cards on top.
You gave the stat earlier, Paul. Miami's been extremely efficient inside the red zone, scoring touchdowns. So twice tonight, Louisville has held them to field goals, and that's huge. Jeff decided earlier he was going to go for a touchdown inside on that first fake field goal. That's the difference right now.
I think earlier I said it was a fake punt, but you're right, it was a fake field goal. Yeah, I'd forgotten he was the holder. Chapeau was the holder, and he ran it down to the 1-yard line, got a first down. Oh, very close to a touchdown.
You know, after last year's just incredible shootout, I figured it was going to be a high-scoring game again tonight. And but here we are at 17-13 late in the 3rd quarter. Of course, both teams are very explosive.
Miami kickoff coming from Davis, who just kicked the field goal, and this is another long, deep kick out of the back of the end zone. The Cardinals went 75 yards on their first drive of the game. They haven't been able to mount any drive of that length since. Their other touchdown drive was rather short. They covered just 46 yards in 4 plays on the 35-yard touchdown catch by Bell from Moss.
And as has happened, and not just Louisville, a lot of teams, the drives Louisville stalled out on many times is due to penalties. They had a hold last time by Moose, and that put them in 2nd and 20. It's hard to overcome against a good defense.
Brown is the running back next to Miller Moss. Bell is the wide receiver on the right. Wide out to the left as well. Snap to Moss. Has a little more time to throw this time and lets it go. And batted down and almost intercepted. Bell kind of turned into a defensive back trying to keep Frederique from intercepting it. That ball kind of floated. I even thought it might have been deflected the way it went up so high in the air.
He's done so many back shoulder fades to him. Frederique had his hands all over Bell, and that
sure did.
Boy, that's holding. I mean, you can see the jersey on the pad. Bell says, "Hold on, look at my jersey. It's up." His shoulder pad's actually showing.
2nd down and 10. Moss flips the tight end over to the left. Kariski Brown is the running back. Balls to throw it again. Fires it. And that one was it blocked? I lost the ball. Yep, blocked. He's actually been better protected the last two times.
Yes, he has. Yep, both of those throws, he had a lot of time, and that time that ball was batted down on the throw across the middle, so Beck had one batted down, and
3rd down and 10. Minute 40 to go in the third quarter, 17-13 Louisville.
The guy that batted it down was getting just stymied on the line of scrimmage by Niagara.
Yeah, that was Armando Blunt, though. That's what they tell you to do. If you can't get to the quarterback, throw your paw up in the air, and he got all ball. 3rd and 10. Crowd loud. Moss hands off to Brown. There's some space to run out to the right and bashed out of bounds at the 45-yard line for a 20-yard sprint by Isaac Brown and a 1st down for the Cards.
That's how you beat pressure on 3rd down. You do a quick handoff. Let's see if they did the loop. They were doing the little drop off by Mesidor that time, trying to loop in, and boy, they sealed it. And Brown shot out of there.
And that puts Brown right at 100 yards. Moss has Brown to his right. Again, Kariski, the tight end, starts right, stops back to the left. Moss hands to Brown, tries to get out wide and can't escape. Great play by...
I can't tell, but that was an outstanding tackle by Poyser that time. I mean, he shot up from the safety position. It was him and Brown in the open field, and he came from 10 yards deep, and you just got to give it to him. That was just really good defensive play.
Got him for a 3-yard loss. 2nd down and 13 for Louisville. They're at their own 42-yard line. Moss has Brown to his left this time. A receiver right, 2 to left. Gives again to Brown. Finds a little gap. Shifty move. Cuts the other way. Oh, and just caught at the last instance by Smith, who ran him down after a 16-yard gain. Boy, he made a quick jump cut, and he almost was gone until Smith, fortunately, was there to plug the gap at the very end.
Without great pursuit and effort by Smith, that would have been 6. He started out to the right, and you're right, just a real sharp jump cut. Started to turn it on, and Smith got him down.
That gets us to the end of 3, and the Louisville Cardinals have led for 45 minutes. Well, not really that much, because there was a few minutes before they got the first touchdown, but they have led this whole game, and they lead going into the fourth quarter, 17-13. We'll get some score updates from William McDermott when we come back after this timeout. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
Louisville was founded in 1798, and we've been ruffling feathers ever since. Introducing 1798 Blonde Ale from Goodwood Brewing, the official craft beer of University of Louisville Athletics, and the unofficial beer of yelling, "That was holding!" from your couch. Bold, crisp, and just spicy enough to make your rival's fight song sound like a lullaby. If the feathers ain't flying, you're not doing it right. Goodwood Brewing, ruffling feathers since 1798, brewed to bring the heat and the winds.
Today's game is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream. Why pay more for gels when Barbasol delivers an instant thick lather for a close, comfortable shave? Choose Barbasol, a quality shave and trusted value. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
With the money they saved and earned by enrolling in LG&E and KU's new energy efficiency programs like Online Marketplace and Bring Your Own Thermostat, Frank was able to buy a pygmy goat. Sheila got bagpipes. Harry bought 10 pounds of Monk's Head cheese. Christy learned the Watusi and the Macarena. And Bruce, he bought a bicycle. Because he's just out there. Sign up now to earn money and save for whatever you're into. Visit lge-ku.com/save.
A smooth, close Barbasol shave in the morning lifts your confidence. That rich, creamy lather will catapult you to greatness. Nothing can stop you today. Well, except that traffic jam. Barbasol, it's a can of can-do.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
On
the road. William McDermott bringing you a in-between quarter scoreboard update. Elsewhere in college football, Nebraska and Minnesota 7-6. Minnesota over the 25th ranked Cornhuskers at halftime. Utah State and San Jose State 7-3. Utah State early in the first quarter there. And then in the high school scene around the Louisville area in southern Indiana, Jeffersonville and Jennings County 35-14 Jeffersonville. In the Louisville area, Mail and Fern Creek 35-15 Mail over Fern Creek so far. Trinity in the third quarter playing Eastern 37-0 Trinity, taking it to the Eagles. Cal also beating Western 41-0. St. X also wins it over North Hardin 40-7. Manual is also playing, and that score has slipped off my page. Regardless, it's 17-13 Louisville over Miami. Paul?
Thank you, William. The scoreboard brought to you by Clark & Riggs, the leader in print solutions and more to drive business. Learn more at morethanaprinter.com. Isaac Brown has just become the first opponent to rush for 100 yards against Miami this year. 13 carries for 112 yards, and boy, has got a sight for sore eyes to see Isaac running the ball as well as he has. And Jody Demling, one thing people are that aware of is one thing that Tyler Shuck was so adept at last year was getting Louisville out of a bad play. And it's a really difficult skill for a quarterback to master, but apparently we just saw that happen recently with Miller Moss.
We did. Miller Moss checked out of that play on the third down that Isaac Brown got the 15-yard gain, and they're trying to get him to do more and more, and he did a great job on that one and got him in a good play instead of a bad play.
Louisville has 301 total yards, Miami 237. The Hurricanes came into this game averaging 425 yards and 35 points per game. So get a false start before we get the next play going.
Those are the little things that slow down the drive, gets the crowd going.
Snap. Offense, number 50. 5-yard penalty. First down.
You don't see that much. That's the center on a false start. He probably moved the ball a little bit early. He's been steady Eddie, Pete Niagara.
Makes it 1st and 15. Ball is in Miami territory, but after that penalty, now just at the 48-yard line. Brown to the right of Moss. Bell and Lacey both to the right. And here's Brown again, angling left, trying to get outside. Just does get around the corner and then is thumped out of bounds just over the far sideline, knocked out by Ethan O'Connor, the cornerback who transferred in from Washington State. Picked up about 3 on that.
One thing, Louisville's got an advantage if they can wear down this Miami defense a little. They've been on the field 55 plays. Louisville's defense, conversely, has only been on the field 36.
2nd down and 11. Remember, they had the penalty that knocked them back before that 4-yard gain. Again, both Bell and Lacey wide to the right. Moss drops straight back, throws right over the middle and into open space for Lacey, twisted down to the 35-yard line. They're protecting Miller Moss better here lately.
Yes, they are. And that was a quick throw over the middle. What a nice job Lacey did. It was a crossing route about 3 yards deep. He caught it, stopped, twisted back into the middle, and got more positive yards to get this 3rd down into manageable.
3rd and 3 it will be from the 36-yard line of the Hurricanes. Louisville leading early in the 4th quarter, 17-13. Louisville breaks the huddle. Hurry heads wide to the right. This time Lacey and Collins go out to the left. The running back is Kewan Brown, and Louisville's a little crossed up, and they're going to spend a timeout.
Timeout. Louisville, they're first. Timeout on the field.
What did they see, Jody?
Well, they saw that Chris Bell and Colin Lacey went to the wrong side. And Colin was fine on his side, and he knew what the play was, but Chris Bell did not know what the play was on the other side. They just went to the wrong side, guys.
We'll step away and take a timeout here. Louisville early in the 4th quarter with a lead over number 2 Miami, 17-13. This is Cardinal football from Learfield.
Fall is in season at Kohl's, and you know what that means. Pumpkins, plaid, and anything that smells like cinnamon. This week, take an extra 20% off decor, home furnishings, bedding, and more. So whether fall is your entire personality or you're just a casual pumpkin enthusiast, the deals at Kohl's are here for your seasonal style. Select styles, some exclusions apply. 20% offer ends October 19th. See store or Kohls.com for details.
We all make plans for the future, but car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. To get started, find an agent at shelterinsurance.com. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Throughout the year, Prairie Farms is proud to partner with the Louisville Cardinals to showcase the standout student athletes over the past week of competition through the Prairie Farms Student Athlete of the Week Award. Follow the Cardinals on Facebook or X and cast your vote for this week's Prairie Farms Student Athlete of the Week. Louisville 17, Miami 13. The Cards have been in front throughout this game. We have 13:35 to play. Louisville called a timeout when they were lined up wrong coming out for that last play. Miami ranked number 2 with their 5-0 record behind 6-0 Ohio State. The other unbeatens are Indiana, Texas A&M, and Ole Miss. Louisville hoped to be unbeaten, and they would be, but for an overtime loss to Virginia. But who knows? Maybe sometimes a loss can just light a fire under you that they wouldn't have had otherwise coming in here tonight. Jody, what you got?
Hey, if you notice, normally it's just Miller Moss during the game, but tonight, all 3 quarterbacks during every timeout and every stoppage and out on the field, like throwing passes. It's almost like to say, hey, Miami, guess what? We still have all those plays in our bag, and you don't out here and do things. They've gone the extra mile tonight to even put the doubt in Miami a little bit.
If you weren't with us early in the game when Louisville was throwing everything you could imagine out there, they had all 3 quarterbacks on the field for a play, but none of them was lined up as a quarterback.
Yeah, there'll be something to come after that. Maybe not tonight, but later on with all that different guys.
3rd down and 3 for Louisville. Cardinals on 3rd down tonight are 4 of 11. Miami's just 2 of 7. Kewan Brown is the running back. We've seen a terrific night from Isaac Brown, who's run for 116 yards. Bell wide right, Lacey and Collins to the left. Kewan shifts to the right of Miller Moss. Ball still waits, gets it, he's going to throw. They come with pressure, delivers it right over the middle to Bell. Shakes the tackle, Bell on the loose, Bell to the 5, touchdown, 36 yards. Miller Moss to Chris Bell.
Somehow Moss squeezed that in across the middle, and that's the play earlier. Bell took to the sideline and out the back that way. This time he stopped, planted, cut straight north-south, and outran everybody straight up the middle that time. So from the injury tent to the end zone.
8 plays, 75 yards. Louisville began the game with a 75-yard drive. They put together another one and extend the lead. It's 23-13.
And Louisville's earning this. This is not like Miami's giving up easy plays. Louisville is earning every inch of the yards they're getting against this Hurricane defense.
Extra point is good. Louisville hits the 24-point mark again. That's a nation's leading 24 straight games they have done that. And with 13:27 to play, this Miami crowd's a little stunned, but this game is far from over, I can tell you that. Nonetheless, Cards are liking what they've accomplished so far. They lead it 24-13. Miller Moss is now 21 of 33 for 228 yards and 2 touchdowns, both of them to Chris Bell, who has his 3rd consecutive 100-yard receiving game, 7 catches for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns tonight. Last week, he had 170 yards, which was his career high.
If you're just a pure football fan, you're seeing 2 wide receivers tonight, one from each team, diabolically different in makeup and style. One is short, fast, and very explosive, and the other one's just big and strong and very fast himself.
Yeah, Tony has 6 catches for 112 yards. That's a career high for him, just besting his previous career high of last week for the freshman. Here's the Nate Keller kickoff, and he booms another one to the back of the end zone.
Well, you've mentioned a couple times how little Miami has been behind. It's getting later now for a team that hasn't been in this situation this year.
Update from Jody down on the field.
Guys, when Chris Bell came off the sidelines there, obviously everybody going crazy. The offensive line getting a lot of love. They've been under the gun a little bit and people talking about him. But Chris Bell, and I listened to Mason Petrino talking to him. He's the assistant wide receiver coach. And he said, they can't stop you. And Chris Bell just smiled and just walked back and went back and on that leg. So leg looks fine, but he's...
Apologize for the difficulties we're having with Jody's mic tonight. Just there's something about the surroundings here. They're playing tricks on us. All right, Beck ready to go. Beck, straight back drop. Time to throw. Fires right over the middle. He's got his man, tries to duck away, but he can't. And Marion has a 6-yard gain on the reception. Hutchinson there on the tackle again.
It's that little crossing route that earlier Daniels got hit so hard on that time. He caught it, stopped, and spun back to the inside.
Snap to Beck. Fakes that, does hand it off, and Louisville pretty much clogs up the play. Big pile of bodies, but the ball isn't moving very far forward.
Crowd getting a little antsy on that call, but if you're Miami, you cannot just be one-dimensional, and their run game has been spectacular this year.
41 rushing yards tonight for Miami, who averages 160. Louisville's run defense is among... It has allowed only 111 per game on the year. Virginia had only 88 in the win. Of course, Louisville dominated those stats other than the bad defensive touchdowns they gave up. Here is he's going to run now. Beck trying to get out of trouble and takes a dive. Gets out to the 35-yard line, but I don't think he quite got there.
Boy, it looked like he bounced past where, well, I guess he did bounce because his body ended up past where the spot was. So a pretty good spot for Louisville.
Lands right at the 35. It's going to be 4th and 1. On 4th downs this year, Miami is 5 out of 8, and Louisville has given up 4 out of 10. They're at their own 35. This is decision time, but they going to have to think about this a little bit, because if they don't make it, there could be major problems. And actually, they're going to review the spot, apparently. 4th and 1 for Miami.
It was close.
Louisville leads it 24-13.
Either way they go with this, it's where the ball is. They're showing it from behind.
He needed, again, our angle is so severe. I think he needed the 35.
Yeah, and the angle they're showing.
It looks like he might have got that.
Yeah, it's again, from behind.
Yeah, it's not quite on the yard line. Of course, the operations center.
Yeah, that's right.
We're showing that. We can't hear that, though, but they apparently have arrived at a decision.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld.
4th down.
That's kind of like,
upheld it.
I feel review should work, right? Mm-hmm. They looked at it, they freeze framed it, they took 2 or 3 views and said, okay, that's it. When they start dissecting it for 2 and 3 minutes, that's when I start having some issues with it.
So let's see if Miami sticks to their guns and goes for this. You can argue either way, but I kind of feel like they think they can get less than a yard.
Miami's big right now. I don't see a wide receiver out there.
The ball is just short of the 35. Beck comes up under center. Beck takes it. He gives. And Louisville stacks him up pretty good, but I think they're going to push the pile over. Just barely did.
Yeah, that side where they had 2 tight ends that were really 2 extra linemen over there. So that was the big, heavy set for Miami.
Actually, I do see him now. I was checking to be sure. Sometimes they bring in Seoseo Alofatuli. I was hoping I could say that.
You were waiting for that.
Who's their backup center, and they put number 46 on him.
He was there.
At a fullback in a short yardage situation. That's just what they did then. 3 receivers to the right for Carson Beck, 1 to the left. Beck has it, rolls out to the right. Beck now beginning to scramble. And Beck pulled down. Bailey got to him and is actually between a Bailey and Lowry sandwich. So the Cards recovered and wouldn't allow him to escape.
Nice play by Lowry. Had a big hit last week as well. And, you know, maybe the 2 interceptions has caused Beck not to throw it deep as often, because early in the game when he kind of scrambled like that, he just cut it loose.
Mm-hmm. It's a good point, because after that, he threw 2 long balls that, here comes a quick play. They got a run going out to the side. He breaks away briefly, but then does go out of bounds. That was, again, Tony who got it.
Man, he's fast, and he took a kind of a big hit. It was a quick wide receiver screen.
Tony's going to head to the sideline. Took a pretty jarring hit over there. Starting to say on the 2 interceptions that Beck threw, they were terrific plays by Louisville defensive backs to pull it down. One was Watts and a defensive back. Forgot who got the other one offhand. It was back. It is 3rd and 1 for Miami, trailing 24-13. Inside 10 minutes to go in the game. Backs on each side of Beck. Beck will hand it off, and he runs out to the left. He'll get enough for a first down, but there's a flag that comes down. It was Shamar Brown on the carry. There's a flag, and it might be coming back.
Louisville blitzed off the corner and kind of held your breath because they got outside the blitzer.
10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's holding on the running back that time.
Yeah, they called Fletcher for the hold.
And he might have actually held the guy that was blitzing because there was a blitzer came off the corner, but he didn't make the tackle.
We can check on the replay here.
Yep.
Yeah, he sure did. You see jersey. He had Hutchinson's jersey.
Yep.
This full of jersey will get you every time.
I wondered how he got outside because I saw the blitzer come from that side, and yet he did get outside, so the refs were on top of it.
3rd and 11. You can just feel the crowd getting pretty antsy here. Beck back to throw. Beck pump fake. Now lets it go high and intercepted on the rebound. The Cards have their 3rd pick of the day. There is a flag.
The flag is right.
Might get a roughing penalty because the quarterback is late getting up. The interception was by JoJo Evans, but I fear this isn't going to hold up.
Yeah, Miami's.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 50. 15-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
That negates the Evans interception with a late hit from Clev Lubin. I didn't get a look at it at the time. And I do now on a stadium replay. And he doesn't hit him that hard, but unfortunately he follows through and drives him to the ground. And that's those one that are hard to pull off of, but that's the rule.
Yep, that's a legitimate call. He didn't hit him late. He drove him to the ground after he hit him.
Moves it out to midfield, so still life for Miami, who trails 24-13. Still over 9 minutes to go. Beck takes it, gives it. There's a run right up the middle, but not much there. Garrard comes in and makes the tackle on Mack. Miami fans booing the play call.
Number 2 team in the country, and they're booing running the ball. There's a lot of football to be played, but
lined up, ready to go. Beck motions Fletcher out of the backfield, looks to throw it to him, and sends it sailing way over his head and into the sideline. These boos are just going to get louder and louder if this continues.
I'm not sure he didn't get hit as he was throwing that ball. There was some pressure around Beck just before he threw that.
Beck has completed over 72% of his throws this year, but having a little difficulty lately. He's 16 of 23 now, and it's going to be 3rd down and 8.
And Louisville's getting closer to him now. Granted, they've had 2 penalties hitting him late, and you're a little leery to go all-out blitz because that leaves you man-on-man on Tony.
Ball is at the Louisville 48-yard line. Beck has it. Throws out here on the flat for a tunnel screen, and Louisville runs to him quickly. It went to Daniels, and Rubin read it and played it perfectly. Yeah. This Louisville defense, I mean, they are on top of everything.
Yep, they're not extremely big, but they are fast and athletic, and the defensive linemen run well. That's a lineman's play to make on that wide receiver tunnel screen. Now a lot of substitutions here on this. It's going to be 4th and 4.
Miami is 1 for 1 tonight. Both teams are. Beck has the back next to him. Gets the snap. Going to throw it. Lets it go. And that one is intercepted. Evans grabs it on the 2nd time, and no flags. Louisville has come up with 3 picks of Carson Beck tonight.
And that time they knocked him down legally. It took a long time for him to get it. It was 4th down, so I think he just kind of threw it up for grabs that time. But the Louisville defender was right there. And boy, there's some people heading for the exits here with 7 minutes to go in this game, 7:50, but a great stand by that Louisville defense, and they are getting to Beck now. He threw that off his back foot, backing up.
Sure did. And you could argue that it's not terrible.
Yeah, it's
but because
down.
it would have been if you punted it, you'd be okay. But it's kind of deflating when you're throwing the picks 3 times. Timeout. Louisville 24 and Miami 13 with 7:50 to play. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
Miller Transportation, family owned and operated since the 1930s and proud partners with U of L Athletics. With facilities located in Louisville, Indianapolis, and Columbus, we specialize in transportation for collegiate and professional sports groups, school groups, corporate travel, weddings, private charters, bourbon tours, and more. Our fleet consists of premium 56-passenger motor coaches, air-conditioned school buses, trolleys, executive shuttle buses, Mercedes Sprinter vans, SUVs, and Cadillac sedans. If you need group transportation to your next outing or a fun excursion with family and friends, visit us online at millertransportation.com to request a quote.
You know where Cardinals fans shop for jewelry? It's no contest. Genesis Diamonds is the official jeweler of the Cardinals, offering the state's largest selection of GIA-certified diamonds, exclusive designer rings, and luxury timepieces. All this with no commission salespeople, free service for life on any purchase, and the industry's strongest warranties. For that engagement or special occasion, Cardinals fans choose Genesis every time. Genesis Diamonds, Shelbyville Road Plaza, first and only official jeweler of the Louisville Cardinals.
Put shelter on your team for your insurance needs. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com for a free personal protection review. We're your shield, we're your shelter. We are having quite an exciting night in Miami, but there's a long way to go yet. 7 minutes and 50 seconds, but the Cardinals have just come up with their 3rd interception of Carson Beck. Actually 4, but 1 was nullified because of a roughing the passer penalty, so they came back a few plays later and got it anyway. Louisville leads 24-13 with 7:50 to play. This last interception gives Louisville the ball, hoping to use some clock and move it forward as well. They'll have it at their own 27-yard line.
Louisville's been on offense 57 plays to 46 for Miami. This Miami defense is going to have to rise up here late in the game, and it's been the Louisville we talked about pregame, Paul, about big key to the game was going to be the rushing attack, both offenses and both defense, how they would respond, and thus far Louisville's winning that one by a wide margin, 121 yards rushing to just 48 for Miami.
Run the football and hold on to the football, and they have done both of those things. Carson Beck, as a starting quarterback, going back to his years at Georgia and here, is 29-3. It's the best win percentage of any quarterback currently playing.
Yeah.
Injured his knee in the SEC championship game last year and then transferred to Miami in the offseason.
Miami doesn't know Louisville's home 4th quarter song because they're playing Louisville's song right now.
Isaac Brown is the back next to Miller Moss. Lacey and Hurry split left. Risky's a tight end just inside of them. Here's a give to Brown, sprinting left, trying to get outside, and cannon off the ball. Oh no, it is picked up by Miami, but he is tackled near the 10. First turnover by the Cardinals, and boy, could this be a killer.
Run the ball and don't turn it over at the most inopportune time. He had a nice run outside to the left-hand side. Great pursuit by Miami defense. The only positive of that play is that they didn't score, because it sure looked like
in fairness to Isaac, Scott jammed his shoulder right on the football, and that's what knocked it loose. Poyser was there to recover it. And Miami has it at the 12-yard line of Louisville.
And now all at once the booing crowd is just up and going nuts as the ball inside the 15-yard line.
Louisville defense put to the test. They've been so sturdy tonight. 24-13 is the Louisville lead, so there is still some cushion. Beck works right up behind his center, James Brockemeyer. Fletcher is the back behind him. It's going to be an end around, though, to Tony, trying to get outside to the 10, to the 5, and a touchdown. The speedster just is hard to contain.
Yes, he is, and a well-designed play. And when Miami has struck, they've struck quickly. So 7 minutes and 42 to go, and it's game on here in South Florida.
24-19, and they're going to go apparently for a 2-point conversion to get to within a field goal margin.
And that's just got to be deja vu all over for this Louisville defense. They just get a big stop, send Beck to the sideline. First play, Louisville turns it over. Not only turns over, but it's in the red zone.
Carson Beck lines up for the 2-point play. His widest receiver on the right is actually Bowman, a tight end. 2 receivers to the left. Now Bowman motions over and close to the quarterback, gives it to an end around. He's going to throw it, and it is caught for a touchdown. A trick play. They got it to Daniels in the end zone. They gave it off to Tony, the former high school quarterback. Scored the touchdown, then threw the 2-point conversion pass.
Look, 2 gadget plays, one after another. Pretty good coverage that time by Holloway. The throw was wide, and the receiver, Daniel, who went out earlier, made a diving catch.
How quickly it can change. You know, I go back to the fumble. You got to protect the football. But again, Scott just perfectly jammed his shoulder right on the ball, and that's what jarred it loose. It wasn't one that Isaac juggled away like that happened in the last game. But that's a good defensive play.
Well, the offense is going to have to make something happen now because this place is on fire. 3 and out won't make it here. You've got to stem this momentum. They've played so well. They need a drive here.
24-21. I mentioned earlier that Tony was a receiver in high school, but then their quarterback got hurt. He played quarterback the last 3 games of the season, so now they've got a dual threat receiver quarterback. It was a good throw.
It was a good throw, and it was a good catch. It was good coverage. They've made some real nice offensive plays.
Here comes the kick, and this will carry very deep. So no run back. Well, Louisville has to look at it this way. They still have the lead. And if they had known ahead of time that they'd have a 3-point lead over Miami midway through the third quarter, fourth quarter, you'd take it.
They've outgained them. 275 for Miami, 346 for Louisville. The turnovers now are 3-1. Louisville's turned Miami over 3 times. And the best way to silence this crowd is get a couple first downs, go down and score.
1st and 10 Louisville at its own 25-yard line. Isaac Brown has run for 113 yards. Chris Bell has 116 receiving yards. Moss has Kewan Brown as his running back. 3 receivers together on the left. Bell, the lone receiver to the right. Moss in the pocket, throws, has Bell again, upended across the 30-yard line.
Good protection. They were closing in on him, and Beck got it away late to that same crossing route.
Scott with the tackle after the 7-yard gain, 2nd down and 3. The ball is almost right in the middle of the field, slightly left of center out of the 33-yard line.
It's so loud, Louisville has to check back with the quarterback to hear coming out of the huddle.
Kewan Brown is the back. He will get it. Kewan slams ahead off the right side, and they stuff him pretty much. Might have got to the 35. They did get enough of the first down, though, I believe.
Yep, the chains will move. From our angle, it's hard to tell if they make a yard line or not, but a nice solid run as Kewan checks in the game after Isaac Brown's fumble.
6.5 minutes to go. 24-21 Louisville. Bell split a bit to the right. Curry and Lacey are to the left. Lacey's in the slot. Miller resets Kewan Brown to the right side. Moss dropping back again, running to escape the pressure. Throws a low one, incomplete, and a possible interception was avoided. The throw, fortunately, was short enough that even Frederique couldn't quite get back to it.
Could have thrown that one out of bounds probably. It didn't have much of a chance. Good job by Kewan Brown picking up the blitz. So Miami, a lot of blitzing. They did get to him, knocked Miller Moss down at the end of that play.
2nd down and 10 for Louisville. 6:12 to go. Cards 24, Canes 21.
Louisville's late getting out of the huddle. They're at 9 seconds, and they're still in the huddle. They're going to have to call timeout.
Play clock at 3. Cards are going to have to do it quickly. Nope, timeout comes.
Everything about that was late.
Timeout. Louisville, their second. Timeout on the field.
So Louisville's fighting a fired-up Miami defense and a fired-up Louisville crowd, and going to try to keep their cool and keep the ball for a while, leading 24-21. We'll take a timeout with 6:12 left. You're listening to Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield.
You know First Urology, but did you know that we've treated more men with ED than all others in the Kentuckiana area combined? So don't go to one of those high-priced clinics. Come to First Urology and see a board-certified urologist. We have the latest technologies, including Eurowave, which uses acoustic energy. Eurowave works even when other treatments have failed. So schedule a free consultation today by visiting www.eurowavelouisville.com. That's www.eurowavelouisville.com. First Urology. Get checked.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with low prices in every aisle. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our low prices. Kroger shoppers never compromise. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
6:12 left in the game. Louisville 24, Miami 21. Cardinals have the football. 2nd down and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Let's pause for station identification. This is Louisville Cardinals football from Learfield. Guys, we talk about how important turnovers are, and they are, but it's also important what you do after the turnovers. Louisville has picked off Carson Beck 3 times tonight, but after those turnovers, they've had a punt, and a lost fumble. That lost fumble led to a Miami touchdown, so while Miami has only 1 turnover, they got 8 points out there.
That's right, and actually, 2 of Beck's interceptions were deep throws. They were basically punts, and the last one was on 4th down, so they didn't really lose a whole lot of yards, but Louisville at that point in time just needed to run a little clock and punt the ball. They had all the momentum. The crowd was leaving, and you fumbled on 1st down inside the 15-yard line. So that was changed all the entire setting here at Hard Rock Stadium. The boos have turned into cheers quickly.
Jody, I'm curious if, well, I'll get to you in a minute. Louisville breaks out of the huddle on this 2nd and 10 play. Kewan Brown still in as the back. That's what I want to check with Jody on. Kariski, the tight end, just from left over to the right. They come with blitz pressure. Boss stands. Boss throws to the sideline. Grabbed by Bell and out of bounds on the far sideline, and they'll have a 1st down. Jody, quickly, in terms of Isaac Brown not being on the field right now, is it perhaps a punishment for the fumble, or do you know?
I think it's a little bit of like, hey, no, protect the ball, and we're going to win this game. But right now, Kewan out there. Isaac is standing literally right next to Chris Barkley the whole time.
That was
well, and as I said at the time, you got to protect it, but it's somewhat excusable. The defender Scott just made the perfect hit, getting his shoulder right into the ball to jar it loose. At any rate, the Cardinals have a 1st and 10, and Kewan Brown is still on the field. And he'll get it, and he'll dash ahead. Pretty hard contact, but he fights through it and gets some positive yardage.
Nice
7-yard gain for him. Kewan Brown has run the ball for, that's just less than 10 yards, but Isaac Brown had 15 carries for 113 yards before his costly fumble a while ago. But Cards have moved it out past midfield into Hurricane territory at the 47-yard line.
Previous play, Kewan Brown did a great blitz pickup on the throw to Chris Bell, and that was a good physical, hard run up the middle.
2nd down and 4, nearing the 5-minute mark. Louisville with a 3-point lead. Kewan to the right of Boss. Kewan gets it, sweeping left, and they're going to catch him in the backfield. Got him for a loss, and that was Scott again who tore through to bust up the play.
And that's when Kewan can't give ground. It was an off-tackle handoff. If you can't get wide, cut up. He tried to get wide that time. They had slanted the defensive line in that direction, and Scott is having a heck of a game. Kariski was actually pushing him to where Kewan Brown ran to.
That's the 5th tackle for loss by Miami today. Just one of them was a sack. That tackle for loss puts it back into a 3rd and 8. Just short of the 50-yard line. Moss has it. Moss to throw, fires it, and it was broken up and almost intercepted. It was a little bit behind Bell, and it was nearly picked off, but instead just batted away. And the Cardinals going to face a 4th down.
Yep. Bell had him to the inside. He had his body between him and the middle of the field, and Moss just a little bit behind on that throw.
Came close to being picked off by James Richard. And a perfectly thrown ball would have been a completed pass, but it was just enough behind that Richard was able to get a hand in there and pry it away, and came perilously close to intercepting. So Miami evidently is going to get the ball back on a punt here, trailing by 3 with just over 4 minutes left.
And the ever dangerous Tony back to catch it.
It's that end-over-end high punt that Chapeau does so effectively, and he catches it at the 15-yard line on a fair catch of a 36-yard punt. So here we go. Miami just needs a field goal to tie, and plenty of time, 4 minutes and 5 seconds.
Miami has all 3 timeouts. Louisville's outgained Miami almost 100 yards, 370 to 275. Sometimes that's bad for Louisville to outgain teams because they've lost
several times,
many times while outgaining their opponent. But it's a game ESPN probably loves. It's Friday night, and it's late in the 4th quarter. The number 2 team at home, down by 3.
Well, the Cardinals' defense has done pretty much everything you can ask tonight. Did give up a touchdown a while ago, but that was when they recovered the fumble deep in Louisville territory. So Beck standing at his 10-yard line. Takes in the ball, drops straight back in the pocket, throws over the middle, has his man, and he is nailed and yanked down by Hutchinson before he can get to the 20-yard line. It was completed to the wideout Keelan Marion, transferred in from BYU. Loaded up on the portal when the receivers left him, and that sensational freshman Malachi Toney. Gain just 2 there. Here's Beck to throw it again. Searching, delivers it, and batted away. Incomplete. Good coverage by Quinn when they tried to go to Toney.
Good depth that time by TJ Quinn getting in the middle of the field. Beck, you know where he's trying to go. The longer he stays in the pocket, he's looking for Malachi Toney. Tough throw. That easily could have been picked off.
3rd down and 8 rather for Miami.
Lubin's getting closer. They haven't gotten to him, but he's getting closer.
3.5 minutes to go in the game. Louisville leading 24-21. Beck leans forward, drops back, and now flag. We had movement again.
Full start. Offense number 9. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Tight end Elijah Lofton flinched out of his stance, so they'll move back 5 yards. Miami's 8th penalty of the night.
Miami 2 of 9 on 3rd down. Louisville has done just a tremendous job on 3rd down.
So now it is 3rd and 13. Hutchinson and Evans, the safeties, are quite deep, back about the 25-yard line. Here's Beck backing up near the goal line, now drifting, now throwing, and a sliding grab. Daniels brought it in at the 30-yard line. Great catch.
It was a little bit behind him. He slid and caught it as he was going to the ground. Had it been thrown a little more forward, could have been picked off, but a nice throw and catch. Daniel with a couple big plays tonight.
1st down out at the 29-yard line of Miami. Beck has it again, fires out here wide, and he's nailed. Daniels nailed to the turf right after the catch at the 30-yard line by Mack.
This Louisville defense still playing aggressive on the short hitch. Quick throw out there, nice coverage.
Gained a yard. 2nd down and 9. Got a 5th defensive back in the game, and Justin Agu, who transferred in from Louisiana. Hadn't seen a lot of playing time this year. Here's Beck. He's looking. He fires it out to the side. Is caught, but he's tackled right away, but it will be enough for a 1st down. Mack made the tackle after the catch by Marion.
You got to give this Miami offensive line a lot of credit because no sacks so far tonight. They're almost exclusively throwing it, and he's got a clean pocket to throw from.
1st and 10 at the Hurricanes 43. They just need a field goal to tie. 2:20 to go. Carson Beck has the back to his left, but Beck will throw it again. Searching. Now squirts up the middle and can't get away. Good recovery by Congo to grab him by the ankles and bring him down at the 45-yard line. And we will get to our 2-minute timeout.
The 2-minute timeout.
It'll be 2nd and 9 for Miami. Looking for at least a tying field goal. 2 minutes to play, and we'll take our final break. You're listening with a bonus break here, folks, to the Stations 2 Cardinal football from Learfield.
Hungry for made-from-scratch food? From hand-cut steaks to fall-off-the-bone ribs, Texas Roadhouse has something for everyone. Visit TexasRoadhouse.com and download the Texas Roadhouse mobile app to add your name to the wait list or place it to go order online. Fresh baked bread and honey cinnamon butter await. Texas Roadhouse is a proud sponsor of U of L Athletics. Legendary food, legendary service. Texas Roadhouse. Go Cards! Money can't buy happiness, but it can buy you tickets to your happy place. Games just like this one. As the official bank of the Louisville Cardinals, PNC Bank keeps your finances boring, so you can ride the excitement all the way through regulation and beyond with the University of Louisville PNC Bank Visa debit card. That way, you can enjoy all the hot dogs, soft pretzels, and beverages to fuel your favorite fan activities while you're here. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. Member FDIC.
Listen to all things college sports, including live games and talk on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and streaming on the Sirius XM app. Paul Rogers, Craig Swalbeck, and Jody Dimling in Miami. We're at Hard Rock Stadium, and what a game we have seen. Louisville has given Miami all they want and then some. The second-ranked Hurricanes trying to mount a late comeback. It's 24-21. Louisville leads with 2 minutes to play. The Cards led 24-13. Things are looking great. They had come up with 3 interceptions. Carson Beck had not turned the ball over, but then Isaac Brown took a hit and lost a fumble, and Miami scored on the next play and a 2-point conversion. Brought him back to this point within 3. Miami has the ball at the 44-yard line.
For a fan's perspective, this is a great series. I mean, 2 years ago, Louisville came down here and clinched their ACC berth on a very close game. And then last year, just a wild shootout with Cam Ward having the upper hand, and then Louisville came out throwing punches early tonight with all the different trick plays early in the game and got that 14-point lead. But yet here we are now, just under the 2-minute warning, 3-point game.
Can't help but think that Louisville went 12 years without an overtime and then lost to Virginia in their last game, 30-27. Now could you play 2 overtimes in a row? Virginia did. They had beat Florida State in overtime in their game before the overtime win over Louisville. Jody Demling downstairs.
Sideline is like all kinds of stars. Michael Irvin, Ray Lewis, Devin Hester. On Louisville's sideline, I was just talking to one of our stars, Elvis Dumerville, standing down here right now. And he's like, they just got to close out. They just got to close out. Elvis is even into this down here. So he's here with his little son, but he's enjoying the game as well.
Wasn't Elvis from down here?
Yes, he was. Miami was a running back coming out of high school. What we need is an Elvis Dumerville sack. They have not gotten Carson Beck on the ground yet tonight. So this would be a very timely opportunity.
Miami at its own 44-yard line, 2nd down and 9. Beck has the back next to him. Everything's been a pass here lately. And this will be also. Winds up and fires, and Tony grabs it and twisted down short of the 50-yard line. Good play to get him to the ground by Holloway.
Yeah, they've done a good job of some open field tackling.
He gained 6, so it'll be 3rd and 3.
Everybody just kind of holds their breath when he catches it in the open field. He's going to be a special player.
8 catches for 127 yards, topping his career high set in the last game. Here's Beck again to throw. Lets it go, and that's caught again by Tony on a grab slanting toward the middle, short of the 40-yard line, but he'll have the first down.
Louisville just, they don't bring much pressure because they need help in the secondary with these dangerous receivers, but Beck has clean lanes to throw it.
Ball at the Louisville 42. Beck reaches out, gets it again. Pressure on Beck, gets away. Flings it out here to Daniels. But Agu is there to bring him down at the 40-yard line.
Nice pressure. He had to throw it to the one receiver that had a little space on him, but they got him down in the open field, and the clock ticks.
No gain, 2nd down and 10. Less than a minute to play. Here's the snap. Throw a little screen out here, down the sideline, jammed out of bounds. It went to Lyle out of the backfield, and it'll be enough. Sorry, just short of the 1st down.
I keep forgetting it's not. It's a 3-point game, so Miami now very near. You're worried about the clock. The Miami fans are getting anxious, but they are in field goal range.
Carter Davis' longest field goal this year is 53 yards. He's 4 for 4. So they're within that range now. 42 seconds to go. Beck has it. He's going to give it this time to Lyle, and he runs it right in the middle. And the ball might have come loose, but it looked like Miami fell back on it. But just the way Louisville reacted, you could tell the ball came loose or close to it there for an instant.
Yeah, I never did hear a whistle. The officials never ran in there to see who had it, so there was no urgency.
Timeout. Miami, their first. 30 seconds.
He did get the 1st down.
Jody down there on the sideline. Jody, did he actually gain it on the fumble?
It looked like he gained it. Yeah, guys, he was stopped, and it looked like the ball just popped out, and he just fell right on top of it. 2 Louisville guys there. I don't think they could have ever really gotten it, but it looked like he got it on the fumble.
They haven't replayed it on TV. I was going to try and take a look, but 36 seconds left. It is 1st and 10. It looks like what they're trying to do is just keep the ball in position for a field goal. They obviously could spring a long pass play and give it a shot, but we'll see. Looked fairly conservative on the last couple of runs. So a field goal from here is going to be inside 50, and as I mentioned, Davis has hit one from 53 this year. 24-21 Louisville, 36 seconds left.
Makes that 2-point play that they converted a big play. Get it to within 3 on the end around pass.
Beck waits for the ball. He is going to throw it. Gets it out. Oh, intercepted! Intercepted! Capers picked it off. The 4th interception thrown by Carson Beck.
Capers from Miami, Florida. It was just a quick flare trying to get 5 yards, and he picked it off. I thought it was going to be thrown into the ground at the last second. Capers escaped out and picked it off, and can you believe that?
Look at the stunned faces on these Miami fans. Capers, a highly recruited player from right here in South Florida, has fought through injuries, and what a play he made there. Cutting inside the receiver and just picked it off near the 30-yard line. Jody.
Yeah, TJ Capers, guys, you talk about reclassifying early. He reclassified early. Remember a couple years ago, he's a Miami boy. He's played more tonight than he's played all season long, and he really has played well, and he just made the biggest play.
Well, he barely had that ball by the back end and was able to secure it as he rolled to the turf. Louisville just has to take a knee one time, and they'll have a road win over the number 2 team in the country. There's the snap. There's the knee. Now we've got some tempers riling up a little bit for Miami. They're obviously severely disappointed, but the clock is going to run out.
Miami,
sorry, I forgot about Miami timeouts.
Please reset the game clock to 29 seconds.
Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Miami still has another timeout left.
You want to hear a weird one? Capers went to the same high school as Mario Cristobal, the Miami coach. They were none too happy that he signed with Louisville.
Cristobal, of course, from Miami, was an offensive lineman here at Miami.
And the
Hurricanes, they have 1 or 2 more timeouts left. My monitor says 2.
Yep,
sometimes a little late putting that up.
But, you had just mentioned, Paul, they're going conservative. And then on 1st down, it looked like a safe play, but no throws safe. On the road against a number 2, and this is a true number 2 team, not a team that's elevated high early in the season.
Louisville takes a knee.
Timeout. Miami.
Last timeout for Miami.
30 seconds.
24-21 is the Louisville lead. 4 interceptions of Carson Beck tonight. He had thrown 4 all season before tonight. He threw 4 touchdowns last week, but it goes the other way tonight. More from Jody.
Guys, I couldn't see a replay. Obviously, they haven't replayed that on the big screen here. But I'm told down here by a couple of the guys in the secondary that JoJo Evans actually got a hand on the ball as it was moving forward. I couldn't, like I said, couldn't see it. They said he batted it a little bit, and they let it stay up just a brief second for TJ Capers.
I saw a replay. I saw his hand go up. I'm not sure if it hit the ball. If it did, it barely grazed it, but that could have been enough to make the difference. You're right. There's the knee, and the Cards have done it. The Cardinals have come on the road and upset second-ranked Miami. Final score, Louisville is 24, Miami 21. The Cardinals with 4 interceptions, including the last one from TJ Capers, who's with Jody Demling.
I'm just right here with TJ. Hey, you just sealed this game against your hometown team, the number 2 team in the country. What's it feel like, TJ?
It feels good. We knew it was going to be a long game against a good team. Just about to play detail. You know, they do a lot of things right. We got to do all things right, play to the end. We knew it was going to be like this.
Isaac fumbled, didn't, the offense got it, moved it down. Then you guys had a chance to make a play. Take me through the play.
Just the same thing we were doing since the first quarter. Execute. We know our stuff. We know what they're going to do. We're going to be in the right spot and we'll make plays when we get there.
What's it feel like? You took down the number 2 team in the country.
It feels good, definitely. I like that our hard work paid off, definitely. It's a long journey, man. I love the team. I like how we came here and played today.
TJ, congratulations, buddy. Go celebrate.
Thank you, Jody, and TJ Capers. They just had a shot of Miller Moss walking off the field in tears. That's how much it means.
Yeah, he's a guy that has just worked and worked and worked, and in a just a great game plan by Jeff Brom tonight. And he does that something about his style of coaching. He knows how to coach in these underdog games. You look at what he did against Notre Dame his first year, against Clemson last year. He can get guys ready, but this is as impressive as I've seen. This was a true home field advantage against the number 2 team in the country, and they earned this victory. There's nothing shady about it.
10-game winning streak at home comes to an end by the team that it started. Louisville won here. Miami had won 10 in a row since that game 2 years ago, and now the Cards knock them off again, 24-21. We have lots to talk about, obviously, and we'll do that when we come back. This is Cardinal Football from Learfield.
Hey Cards fans, attorney Sam Aguiar here. After a car wreck, when you're sidelined with an injury, insurance companies don't play by the rules. But our team knows their playbook, and together we'll win big. You focus on getting better, and our team will handle everything else. It costs you nothing out of pocket, and we give you a bigger share guarantee. So just remember, hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar. 502-888-8888, and let's start winning today. Go Cards.
Around here, it's all or nothing. And nobody has more all-wheel drive choices than Toyota. Now through November 3rd, get 4.75 APR financing on a new 25 RAV4 or 5.75 on RAV4 Hybrid, excludes plug-ins, or lease a gas-powered